The Magpies, they've had back-to-back trips up the highway. They've played North Launceston and Launceston in consecutive weeks, and there's probably no tougher task in football than either of those two games back-to-back. So they'll be looking to make the most of their first game in the south of the state this afternoon, and a beautiful North Hobart Oval, magnificent conditions overhead. Sunshine bathing this historic venue for what should be a big game between traditional rivals North Hobart and Glenorchy. My name is Anthony Osborne, excited to be bringing you today's action via the Daily Potato Co. TSL live stream, thanks to our friends at Daily Potato Co. Every match of season 2022 is being live streamed via the AFL Tasmania YouTube channel. And to my right, it is my honour to welcome Jared Lawler from the Mercury newspaper, who's going to be jumping in with some special comments this afternoon. Jared, welcome aboard, and it's great to have you in the commentary box. Obviously, a fine footballer in your own right, but good to have you up here with me this afternoon.
Thanks for having me, Aussie. Yeah, last minute call in, but happy to help out, mate. And beautiful weather here at North Hobart Oval. So, yeah, keen to see these two teams go to battle. Magnificent.
We've got quite a few changes from the last couple of weeks. We'll run through a few of those as we go along, as umpire Chris Kay raises the ball off to begin the proceedings this afternoon. The ball's thrown up in the middle of North Hobart Oval. Jackson with the tap down. Camrick first to it. Sam Caswell playing game 100 for the Demons, involved nice and early as well. Sam Caswell, a real heart and soul player of the North Hobart Football Club, 100 games under his belt. He'll be looking to really make a big statement this afternoon as Roach's tap comes down. Plenty of bodies around this football. George McLeod was first to it for North Hobart. The D's now scramble the ball towards half forward. Dom White's going to be first to the footy. He does well to pick it up in the end. Scrappy kick inside, attacking 50 now. Jonathan Pullen was the intended target. Pullen scrapping at ground level. Glenorchy really applying the pressure inside defensive 50 at the moment. A strong start from them, and the umpire looks to have spotted a free kick. There's a few little afters happening off the ball, and it's going to be a 50-metre penalty as well. So that's not the start that they would have liked. It's going to be an easy goal now, as the players are just taking their time to work out who's going to kick it. It's going to be Callan Daly, who's up against his former club for the first time, and it's not the start Glenorchy are after, as Callan Daly kicks the easiest of goals, and North Hobart are on the board. 1 straight 6 to Glenorchy. 0-0-0. We've only played about 60 seconds, and there's plenty of feeling in this one, Jared.
Absolutely. Be a unique feeling for Callan Daly, I would imagine, getting the first kick of his game against his old club, but good to see a bit of passion in the game. Hopefully, for our point of view, it continues throughout the day.
Yeah, two young sides, and I'm sure, a game that I think Glenorchy, under no illusions that this is a very young group for them this year, that they're going to come out and really show a lot of fire and view this as a game that they can potentially really take up to North Hobart, who are a young side themselves, probably a couple of years further along their development. But, yeah, that's not the start that Aaron Cornelius' side would have been after, and it's weird to say Callan Daly kicking a goal against the Magpies. He's been one of the standouts in the black and white for a number of years, but, of course, making the switch in the summer to the red and the blue. It's going to be a repeat stoppage inside the centre of the ground, and yeah, Callan Daly, I guess for this North Hobart side, Jared, he just adds so much experience, doesn't he, inside that attacking 50?
Oh, absolutely. As you mentioned, he's been a gun at Glenorchy for a number of years, and probably just what the D's needed. They're, as you said, on the rebuild and looking to make their way up the ladder, and he's definitely going to play a big part in that this year, I reckon.
So a couple of stoppages early on as the two teams just start to feel themselves out to begin this clash. A little cagey early. Jackson tries to take the ball out of the ruck. Caswell gets a kick away in the Williams direction. Williams has a runner. Through decides to go, linking up with Campbell. North Hobart just under the pump a little bit across half forward, and Glenorchy going to be rewarded with the free kick. Ineffective disposal. Magpies try to switch the football. It's a risky kick, but a good one in the end. A nice mark's taken out wide. 55. So Magpies try and advance their advantage inside 50, but it's going to be pinned for holding the football. So North Hobart to take the ball across half back. Just a little bit of pressure being applied to both sides, and I guess in the early stages of any game like this, Jared, it's just going to be the team that can adjust to the tempo and probably calm themselves down at the earliest that's going to get the best advantage.
Oh, absolutely. You're yet to see the Pies have an inside 50, but I like their intent early. As you said, they are a very young team, and Aaron Cornelius has said throughout the week he just wants to make them put their head over the ball and see some encouraging signs for the future, I guess.
So Caswell's been busy early. Game 100 for the D's. Pumps the ball towards half forward. A few bodies out the back of the pack here for Glenorchy. They've got the numbers, but the tackle's laid. It's going to be a free kick going the way of North Hobart. Dom White Exciting young prospect. A couple of years with the Devils program under his belt. Now a full-time senior footballer in the red and the blue. Just assessing his options wide. He decides a piercing ball inboard is going to be the best option. Unable to quite complete the transaction there, but the umpire has found the free kick. It's going to be a high free kick going the way of Glenorchy. It'll be taken by Nathan Blowfield, who had a really strong debut TSL campaign last year. He goes across to Camrick, one of the leaders of this outfit. He goes to Adam Roberts. Roberts, a chipping kick, not his best work. So it's a bit of a task for the skipper in Arnold. He's up to it, though, as he drives the ball towards half forward. And there are a couple of numbers here for Glenorchy, but excellent work coming across the other side from Dixon. Wrapped up in the tackle, but it's going to be holding the football. So nice work in the end from Josh Meredith. Dixon potentially unlucky as Meredith pumps the ball to a really dangerous spot. The grab's almost taken by Matt Joseph. Quick snap around the body, one behind. I love the attack on football there from Jack Dixon coming the other way from North Hobart, but in the end, Glenorchy are able to get an opportunity, I suppose, inside 50. Unable to capitalise, but at least they're on the board.
Yeah, absolutely there. I thought it was pretty stiff to be pinged holding the ball, to be honest. Came off his man. It was probably going to be a certain goal if he didn't. Took possession of the footy and was tackled immediately, so probably a bit stiff there, and probably the footy gods looked after him with the Pies only kicking it behind there.
Yeah, Matty Joseph then right deep inside 50 for Glenorchy on that occasion. He was actually standing skipper in round one when Josh Arnold was ruled out. Real leader around the traps for this side. North Hobart just using the ball on the outer side. The George Miller stand wing of North Hobart Oval. Waite wrapped up in a white tackle. Just got the kick away, but only as far as Callum Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick just in front of that George Miller stand. Beautiful day here at North Hobart as he looks to drive the ball inside 50. A couple of players setting themselves, potentially an infringement. The umpire says the mark's been taken. Dom White at the back of the pack. Had my eye on the tall timber there in Ryan Edmondson, but Dom White just positioned himself well and took the grab, and he's had a couple of early touches and now has a golden opportunity to hit the scoreboard.
Yeah, I think it looked like Edmondson got pushed in the back there. I'm not sure if he was playing for a free kick, but it looks like he may have distracted the Pies defenders with his sort of theatrics there, and his teammates taking the nice easy mark. So
Dom White, young star at the North Hobart Football Club. Slight angle to deal with, fantastic conditions, just missing to the right-hand side, hitting the post, through for a minor score. So North Hobart, 1-1-7, Glenorchy 1 behind. 6.5 gone in the opening term here at North Hobart Oval. As Josh Arnold makes the most of his space and drives the ball up towards the wing. Couple of flyers, but the ball's punched over and out for a boundary throw-in. Give you a couple of score updates throughout the afternoon as well. A couple of big TSL games underway down the road at the Twin Ovals. Game between the undefeated Tigers and the undefeated Blues. Real challenge to see whether Kingborough are a bona fide side in season 2022. And up the highway, North Launceston hosting Clarence at UTAS Stadium. Here at North Hobart, some great tackle pressure there, but it's going to be deemed as a high tackle from Leafheber, I believe, as Glenorchy look to bring the ball up. Dom White coming the other way, lays a strong tackle. Callan Daly with his hands on the football. He goes inside looking for Edmondson. Unable to complete the mark there was the Glenorchy defender. Can North Hobart make them pay? Plenty of bodies around this football as it just funnels out in the end in the direction of Pullen. Callan Daly going hard at it, as to Glenorchy opponent, back in the middle of the ground. Glenorchy just linking up well through handballs, running back with the flight. The mark's almost taken by Walker. It's a clever little tap over the top, and it's going to be the Glenorchy football to win. Coming in there are the North Hobart reinforcements as William gets it on the broadcast side. North Hobart looking to move from defence into attack, and a strong grab taken there by Matthew Campbell. Did well under pressure. Umpire probably had the choice of either an infringement or a mark. Drives the ball inside 50. This Campbell out the back. Here's an opportunity for North Hobart. Running onto the football. Lockie Dale. Ball goes out of bounds. Lockie Dale comes with a fair bit of hype. Jared coming from Myrtleford over in Victoria. With their high-profile recruits alongside Luke Quirk. Great to see Lockie Dale out in the red and the blue this afternoon. And seems like the sort of player from all reports that's going to really add to the size and the depth of a pretty young list as the ball's thrown back into play. Strong tackle laid, and we're going to get a repeat stoppage inside attacking 50 for the Dates.
Yeah, on that, Aussie, Lockie Dale, I've heard a lot about him in the pre-season. My first game watching the D's so far this season, so excited to see how he goes about it.
Here, live in play, Glenorchy really under the pump. Blake Waite wrapped up in a really strong tackle. The umpire's going to take it. Waite really stood up in round 1 against North Launceston. Cross half back. He was one of the shining lights for Glenorchy. Ball's thrown up. Taps only as far as the Glenorchy player. Don White again involved. Pulling. Coming the other way is Hugh Williams, who's just going to see the ball over the line, and played just over 9 minutes of football here, Jared. And North Hobart have had most of the running in terms of the inside 50s, and Glenorchy, to their credit, only conceded the 1 goal so far. Looking to certainly capitalise on the other side of it, but I think Glenorchy are definitely bringing the pressure early on in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's exactly what Ace Cornelius would want. He's spoken all week and all year so far about his blokes just learning the basics and just having a crack, I guess, and you can't fault their endeavour so far, but they've done well to keep North Hobart to just a goal, but we'll see how the day unfolds, I guess.
Big opportunity for them now as Don White in the pocket just didn't quite get the ball on the right side, and it's going to be over to the opposite pocket. Over and out for throw-in. A couple of players just linking up there. He had the likes of Nick Jackson and George McLeod. You do look at this North Hobart outfit, and they're just a lot of names who have been together for a couple of years now. They're starting to form a bit of a nucleus. They'll be looking to really take some steps in season 2022. The ball's thrown back into play. Competing in the ruck is going to be Edmondson, former Clarence and Lindisfarne player. Ball just bouncing around half forward now for North Hobart. Glenorchy under the pump. Barrelling handball goes over and out for throw-in. Edmondson, really solid contributor for Lindisfarne for a couple of years. Of course, had a stint in the TSL with Clarence a couple of years ago as well. It's great to see him back at the TSL level and kind of playing more as a hybrid forward at the moment. Kicking a bag of 4 or 5 in round 1 against the Blues. This ball's thrown back into play. Jackson wins the ball himself. Taps it down. A couple of numbers here as Lockie Dale gets his hands on the football. This wraps up though. Merging with the football there was Callum Thompson for Glenorchy. It's a hot footy here just in front of the George Miller stand as Glenorchy just kicked for space. Holding up well under the pump there was Lockie Payne. It's going to be a free kick going Payne's way. Decides to chip the ball back to George McLeod. Switches across to Bradley Young. Young, dinky kick over the top in the Williams direction. Takes a really strong grab. Just Hugh Williams Sr. Down the line he finds Don White, who's going to be rewarded.
Bit of an expert free kick there, I think, from Josh Arnold, holding the play up. Gave away the free kick, but he's allowed some of his teammates to get back, so a nice play there from the skipper.
So Don White drives the ball inside 50 to a dangerous spot. A couple of players fly. Leif Hebber was the target. Glenorchy wrapped up, and still feel like these two sides are just feeling themselves out at the moment, Jared. It's hardly fluent football, but certainly an absorbing battle as the ball's thrown back up inside attacking 50 for the D's. Umpire's going to say holding the football. Free kick going the way of Glenorchy, and that is something they've done really well so far. Their defensive pressure's been excellent as Joseph just kicks the ball to space. It's going to be probably a 3-on-none in the end in favour of North Hobart. Winning the football there, Bailey Walker. Makes a bit of a meal of it, but they'll get out of it in the direction of Williams, or won't they? Glenorchy with the numbers now as they look to capitalise. Kicking into space. It's going to be a foot race that North Hobart will comfortably win. I'll be content to see the ball over and out for a throw-in. And considering there were 2 North Hobart players in pursuit there, that's probably not a bad result for Glenorchy.
Oh, absolutely. Obviously, he had no option, so he's just banged it on the boot. And luckily for the Pies, it's rolled out of bounds. On that, you notice how well the D's are getting back in transition. I think that's one of the differences at the moment. Whenever the Pies can surge forward, they don't really have many targets. It's usually an outnumbering to the D's advantage. So I'm sure that's something Ace Cornelius will be looking to speak to his charges about at the break.
So a free kick going the way of Barnett, who's absolutely butchered that football and has really put his defenders under the pump. The ball goes in the direction of Riley Oakley. Takes a sliding mark on his chest, and Riley Oakley, we talk of heart and soul players. I know his teammates love playing with him. He's now got an opportunity to level the score. It's going to be a difficult kick directly in front of the scoreboard, tucked up in the pocket. But again, this would be good reward for effort for Glenorchy. They've shown terrific defensive pressure to this point as Oakley stabs at the football. It's a tight angle, always missing to the left-hand side, through for a minor score. So despite the general play around the ground from North Hobart, we've got 117 to 022, same number of scoring shots. See if Glenorchy can try and pin this ball inside their attacking half. North Hobart looking to move the ball out themselves. A bit of a scrappy kick that's going to roll out of bounds for a throw in.
Yeah, Ozzy, I dare say the D's would be stoked with where they're at the moment, as you've said. North Hobart have had a lot more inside 50s and probably dominated possession to this point of the game, but to just be 5 points down and have the same amount of scoring shots is a big tick for the Pies early on, I'd say.
Again, some fantastic defensive pressure. It's going to be a ball up directly in front of us, broadcast side of North Hobart Oval. You are tuned into the Daily Potato Co. TSL live stream. Fantastic to have Daily Potato Co.'s support throughout season 2022. As Glenorchy pumped the ball inside 50, looking for a target. A couple of players present, just fall short of them. John Geard is competing for Glenorchy, but Bailey Walker was first to the football. His handball ends up working out well, but they just overrun it slightly. On that occasion, Lockie Payne, but it's going to be a free kick going the way of the Magpies.
You notice with that one, Aussie, the Pies were able to get it in quickly, and there was no outnumber there, and that's going to be a key for the Pies today, not bombing it long and letting the Ds get back and have loose defenders there. And when it's 3-on-3 and even numbers ahead of the ball, you think the Pies will have a lot more chances at scoring.
George McLeod just infringed upon on that occasion, forced to go back. He chips the ball out wide to Callum Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick goes short, finds Caswell, who's had plenty of the football early on. Caswell drives the ball down the line in the direction of Edmondson. Fantastic grab from Ryan Edmondson. He used his size and dishes the ball off to the runner in Caswell. Caswell using his left boot on this occasion. Kicks inside the Jackson direction. Glenorchy with the numbers at ground level, but Jackson competing well at ground level for a big fella. Reinforcements being provided, but it's going to roll out of bounds for a throw in. Love that grab from Ryan Edmondson, and that's exactly what North Hobart would want him to be doing, using his size and strength, particularly against a younger side like Glenorchy. Looking to really expose that.
And on the back of that, Aussie, Caswell's run off the half-back flank there was great. You saw him. He was the one that kicked the rebound 50. Edmondson took the mark, and then Caswell actually got it back, took on a couple blokes and drove it deep. So great to see from the D.
Kilpatrick's kick goes inside 50. What can the North Hobart Smalls do? They link it up well. Flying shot on goal for North Hobart. It goes straight through the middle. Lockie Dale, welcome to the TSL and welcome to North Hobart Oval. He kicks his first goal for his new club. And North Hobart, they kick goal number 2 for this afternoon. They move 2-1-13. Glenorchy 2 behinds. And for a guy like Lockie Dale, who comes with a bit of hype, kicking a goal like that in his first quarter of football for the club is a huge boost.
Oh, absolutely. A beautiful check side kick there. I'm a Pies man, so it reminded me a bit of Brody Meyer check there. Doesn't mind a check side there. I'm sure the boys will be happy with that one.
Fantastic effort. And probably the last couple of minutes, I wouldn't say that it's been dominated by Glenorchy, but Glenorchy have probably had the better opportunity, so that one really was going to hurt the Magpies. They're still well and truly in this game, but North Hobart just making the most of their opportunities at the moment, as we're going to get a free kick inside the centre circle, going the way of former Magpie, now Demon, Callan Daly. Seen him weave his magic many a time at KG5, looking to do the same today at North Hobart as he kicks the ball inside 50. Jackson almost takes the grab, just spills it at the last moment. Glenorchy find a reprieve, but it might not be a reprieve for long as North Hobart look to bring the ball back into attacking 50. Kilpatrick, he does just that, driving the ball, but it's going to fall short. The mark's not quite taken there by Arnold. Glenorchy now really under the pump. Arnold tries to get out again. It's going to be a high tackle. Clumsy there, the North Hobart small forwards, as Glenorchy look to bring the ball out of defence. Roberts drives the ball up the wing. Numbers favouring the Magpies. They link up well. Blowfield's dribbling kick down the line just gives them a little bit of room to move. Nice use of hands. Coming into the middle of the ground. The ball lands in the hands of Matthew Dilger. Moving the ball out wide to Bailey Jenkins. There's a bit of space to work with, but hot on his heels, North Hobart opponent. A scrappy ball inside the forward pocket for Oakley. Oakley goes to Camrick. Disco Camrick from the pocket. Always missing to the left-hand side. I just wanted to get confirmation for the goal umpire before I went with the Jared, but we've seen Camrick kick goals like that in the past. Unable to quite do it on that occasion, but with ball in hand, he always looks dangerous, and he's the sort of player that Aaron Cornelius' side will really look to really look to utilise on a day like today.
Absolutely. I think he might have seen Lockie Dale's check side at the other end and said, whatever you can do, I can do better, mate. But unfortunately, it just missed. But yeah, he's a dangerous player, and I'm sure he'll get many more opportunities like that today with the way he takes the game on.
Stoppage just on the Glenorchy side of the centre square. Fantastic day here at North Hobart Oval.
And just on that last play too, Aussie, the Pies moved the ball a lot better. They were just deliberate in what they were doing. They found the spare man, and if the bloke had kicked a bit better inside 50, they would have been lining up for goal from a set shot. But better signs, I think, from the Pies the last couple of minutes.
Excellent work again by Dom White, getting his hands on the football in defence, driving the ball out. Be over and out for a throw-in. Like Dom White's brought his own footy so far to North Hobart. It's been in amongst all of it. So we just tick over 19.5 in this opening term. North Hobart 2-1-13. Glenorchy 3 behind as the ball's thrown back into play. Double fist down there by Edmondson. North Hobart with the numbers as they drive the ball towards half forward. Caswell uses his strength. He's been excellent so far. He looks over the top, finds Nick Jackson, who's going to have a shot only a couple of metres out. And that's great game awareness from Caswell. He used his strength to take the grab. Found Jackson, who wheels around and kicks his first. North Hobart, they kick goal number 3. This opening term certainly belonging to the Demons. 3-1-19 North Hobart. Glenorchy, they're 3 behinds. And that was excellent work from Sam Caswell across half forward.
Oh, absolutely. He's impressed me today, as I touched on a few minutes ago. His run off half back was elite. Then he showed his talents in the air just then and set up another D's goal. And we've touched on the Pies. We're sort of probably lucky to be only a goal down or so a few minutes ago. But now with the D's being, 3 goals up now, it's probably a bit more reflective of how this opening quarter's taken place.
Absolutely. As we're back in the middle here, ball's thrown up. Glenorchy win the clearance. They drive the ball just to the paint of 50. No player able to take clean disposal, but an opportunity now as Holland kicks the ball towards the forward pocket. The umpires spotted a free kick. It's going to go the way of North Hobart. Hugh Williams, Ben Camrick not wrapped with the decision, it's safe to say. So Hugh Williams Jr. chips the ball in to find Cohen Stevenson. Highly rated prospect from the Northwest Coast, Cohen Stevenson. Kicks the ball towards the broadcast side. A couple of players set themselves. It's going to be punched over and out for a throw in. And you can see here Glenorchy, they're certainly bringing a little bit of heat to this contest. They're just making sure that the North Hobart players know they're around. It's a young Glenorchy team. It's the youngest Glenorchy team we've seen for a long, long period. And they're certainly not afraid to take it up to the opposition as the ball's thrown back in. A shallow throw. Edmondson takes the ball, just gets the handball away as Williams is wrapped up in the John Geared tackle. Umpire Chris Kay says that he'll have it. Another stoppage. Just a kick away from attacking 50.
This has been good from the Pies, Aussie. The D's before were trying to chip the way out of the back line, but the Pies manned up very well and forced a long kick down the line and a couple of repeat stoppages. So some good signs from the Pies.
It's going to be holding the football on this occasion, going the way of North Hobart. Having a look here, Jake Dixon with hands on the ball, and it's going to be a 50-metre penalty inside the protected area.
That hurts, Aussie.
It really hurts. We've just ticked over 22 minutes, and it's going to be the second goal that is going to result from a 50-metre penalty if he does convert it. Jake Dixon, that is not what Aaron Cornelius' side were after, especially with North Hobart just riding a little wave of momentum at the moment. 3-1-19 to 3 behinds. A golden opportunity now for Jake Dixon to hit the scoreboard. Certainly not an absolute gimme, but well and truly within his range. A very gettable kick as he kicking the better part of 25 metres. Slight angle to contend with, but he makes no mistake. Straight through the middle, Jake Dixon. North Hobart, they extend their advantage. 4-1-25 to Glenorchy, 3 behinds. 23 minutes gone in the opening term.
It's just a coach killer, that, isn't it, Aussie? I'm not sure. Was he infringing on the protected area there? It looked like.
That's what it looked like, yep.
Which can be a bit harsh. I don't know about you. I'm not a huge fan of that, both in local footy and the AFL. They can be a bit harsh on those. Sometimes a bloke's just running past and doesn't mean to infringe that protected area. But The umpire saw it and he paid it, and unfortunately for the Pies, they've got 4 goals down now after a promising start. Let's hope they can regroup or at least not concede another goal in these dying stages of the first quarter.
Back in the middle. Can Glenorchy respond with? Another stoppage inside the centre square, and just that ill discipline really hurts. No real excuse there. Roach taps the ball down. Going in, it's going to be a trip by the looks of it there. Going the way of Glenorchy. Callum Thompson, a prolific junior player. Great to see him taking the step up to senior level in recent years. He goes to Camrick at half forward, drops what he probably should have taken, but quickly brings the ball inside 50, and a strong grab taken. A really nice mark. Glenorchy have the ball across half forward. Gone 24 and a half now in this opening term, and Magpies still searching for their opening goal of the afternoon.
It was a nice bit of play there. Camrick led well from the forward pocket, and his teammate there laced him out. Camrick dropped the mark, but was good enough to recover, and then likewise a second beautiful kick to his teammate there.
Is the umpire going to pay the mark? He is. That's a fantastic grab taken just inside the field of play here for Glenorchy. They've got a golden opportunity to hit the scoreboard. Rolling around the corner, hitting the upright. Missed opportunity there for the Glenorchy Magpies. They kick another behind, and they've certainly had their opportunities. North Hobart have just been a little cleaner so far. 4-1-25 to 0-4-4. 25 gone in the opening term, and it looks like we can get another penalty here against Glenorchy. Some ill discipline as a loopy handball goes over the top. Opportunity now for North Hobart to set things up as they drive the ball inside 50. Attacking ball, probing ball against the Glenorchy defenders. First to the football is going to be Dixon, who just about keeps it in, but is then taken over and out for a throw in. And probably something we haven't mentioned so far, Jared, is the fact that North Hobart are a more experienced team this afternoon, but they are doing this today without guys like Jack Sandrick, who has been just the midfield bull and the beacon for them right around the ground in recent years. So this is a good opportunity for this North Hobart midfield to really step up in his absence. Chance now here for North Hobart. Caswell, one of those midfield bulls, just gets the handball over the top. Dixon with a flying shot on goal. Edmondson's going to take the grab on the goal line, and then he kicks it through for a major score, but it was a push, so it's going to be a reversal. 50. End of 50-metre penalty. Edmondson pleads his case, but the umpire was clear that it was a push against Edmondson. So Glenorchy now with an opportunity at the dying stages of this quarter to make them pay. They kick the ball inside the middle of the ground. It now lands in the hands of Will Brom. Callum Thompson linking up well with his run across the middle of the ground. A golden opportunity now for Glenorchy, wheeling around and kicking the goal. It is. The Magpies kick their goal, coast-to-coast footy, and a brain fade on the goal line from Ryan Edmondson has resulted in Josh Meredith kicking the opener for the Pies.
Yeah, and it's great to see the Pies get a goal. I think their first quarter, they've cracked in, they've had their moments, and obviously hadn't kicked a goal till now. So that's going to give them a lot of belief going into quarter time. If you haven't kicked a goal, your heads can be a bit down. But now, I think with that goal and trimming the lead to just three goals, 2 or 3 goals now, it gives them a bit more belief that they're on the right path. And for viewers as well, we want a nice tight contest. So it's good to see.
Back in the middle, dying stages. Can Glenorchy just try and put a little bit of extra pressure on? It's going to be a throw going the way of the North Hobart Demons. Jackson is keen to play it on nice and quickly.
Just on that Edmondson pushing the back, I'm sure the Brisbane Lions fans last night would wish it was the same umpire there with Tom Hawkins getting away with one, but fortunately for the Pies, the umpire paid that one.
I think that'll be the talk of the football world for much of the week, as Camrick's kick sets a bit of a task for his attackers. It's going to be Bailey Walker first to it, wrapped up in the tackle by Thompson, but he's got Dom White for support, who kicks the ball down the line. And I guess a ground like this, Jared, North Hobart Oval, you can move the ball coast to coast so quickly, being a smaller ground. And here's an opportunity now for North Hobart. A piercing ball inside 50, just sits in the end. A loopy handball over the top as the North Hobart players try and raffle it off. Sam Caswell, the beneficiary, he kicks the goal. And North Hobart respond immediately to Glenorchy's opener. And in the end, it was just an opportunity for the North Hobart forwards to raffle it. And I guess we've talked about it a couple of times, Jared. From your view there, is that just the really hard running of the North Hobart midfielders putting themselves in a better position?
Well, that's what I was about to ask you myself, Ozzy, is it work rate or is it something the Pies are doing wrong there? I'm not sure if they're playing a bit more aggressive and the defenders are leaving their men or what have you, but that's probably the third or fourth time that the D's have found someone either alone in the goal square or had the advantage, which as a strong defensive side, you shouldn't be allowing your opposition to have more forwards than you. So definitely something the Pies have to address. Otherwise, the D's are just going to run away with it.
So, I was about to call the last goal a few minutes ago. We've had a couple late as the quarter continues to expand. What can Glenorchy do now? A helicopter kick. It's going to fall in the arms of Bailey Walker. As the siren goes, it's going to be a free kick going Walker's way anyway. So an entertaining opening quarter, quite an arm wrestle, it must be said, for the majority of it. End of the first here at North Hobart Oval. The Demons 5-1-31, leading Glenorchy 1-4-10. Jared Lawler, it was a quarter that North Hobart were, I think, clearly the better side for the majority of it, but there are moments there where I think Glenorchy, if they were just a little bit cleaner, they probably could have just shifted the momentum of the contest a little bit and been a little bit closer on the scoreboard. But what were your initial assessments as we go into quarter time?
Absolutely, as you said, Ozzy, the Pies definitely had their moments. They've had one less scoring shot, so they're right in it in terms of getting the ball forward and getting looks at the big sticks. It's probably just that class, and you mentioned North Hobart's development. They've got a few more senior players in there, a few more calmer minds. I think they're just using the ball a bit better and executing a bit better going forward. But as long as the Pies can clean some areas up, you can't fault their endeavour. So I'm sure Aaron Cornelius is happy with that, but just cleaning up a bit more of their skill error and also getting back and helping their defenders out as well.
Absolutely. We'll just do a quick around the grounds. We'll go through a few more details about this game when we come back from the break, but we just get the TSL app up on my phone. Jared Lawler, we have a quick look around the grounds and a high-scoring start down at the Twin Oval was Launceston 6-5-41, leading Kingborough 5-1-31. Jackson Thurlow with 2 goals to his name there. At UTAS Stadium, Clarence have their noses in front, 2-2-14 against North Launceston, 1-1-7 at the first break. And here at North Hobart Oval, 5-1-31 North Hobart, Glenorchy 1-4-10. Second quarter action coming up next.
I'm like, it wasn't a criticism, I was just being honest. But yeah, the Gerald Baptist. This game's
Do you have that little bit up? For Legend. Oh, plug the Merc. Welcome back to North Hobart Oval, the second quarter about to get underway between the Demons and the Magpies. It's the Demons leading at the first change, 5-1-31 to Glenorchy, 1-4-10. Give you a few updates from around the grounds as the quarter goes on. Quickly go through the goal kickers from this game. Cal Daly, Lockie Dale, Jake Dixon, Sam Caswell and Nick Jackson, all with singles so far for the hosts, while for Glenorchy, one goal going the way of Josh Meredith. Big quarter coming up here at North Hobart Oval. So umpire raises the ball aloft as we get things underway here, quarter number 2. Jackson competing in the middle of the ground once again. Picking up the football on that occasion was Hugh Williams. It's a tumbling ball inside 50. Cal Daly meets the ball with pace. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle from Josh Arnold. North Hobart still with the ball where they want it at the moment, inside their attacking 50. It's going to be a ball up just inside that area of the ground. Jackson competing up against Roach. Jackson wins the ball himself on that occasion. Tries to kick the ball around the corner. It's a high football to a dangerous spot. Bouncing ball, but the umpires spotted the free kick. They're thinking about playing onto the tees. Callan Daly kicks the goal, and the umpire says, that's all good. Callan Daly kicks his second goal, and North Hobart, they have their first of the quarter within the space of 50 seconds. Jared Lawler.
Yeah, was it Edmondson that got the free? I'm not sure who it was down there, but
It was.
And Daly made the most of it. Sometimes the advantage rule can be a bit iffy. It looked like to me some of the blokes had stopped playing, but being an opportunist small forward, Cullen Daly's eyes lit up, and he definitely didn't pause. He made the most of it, and kicked his second against his old side.
Great start from Callan Daly. Looks like he's going to be spending most of his time inside 50. We saw him have little bursts on ball back in his days at the Magpies, so we'll see if that becomes a trend throughout the course of 2022 as well. A decisive punch there in favour of Glenorchy. Caswell, first to it, the ball comes the other way. Camrick uses his strength, tries to get the ball out in the direction of Connor Ling. And wrapped up in the tackle was Matthew Dilger, and Connor Ling with his twin brother Liam Ling. Jared, I saw a nice little piece in the Mercury from yourself today in relation to the twin brothers, grandsons of Glenorchy and Tasmanian football great Danny Ling. Both of them playing senior footy together. It's a fantastic story, both at the age of 16, and that's it's the beauty of football, isn't it? These traditions that run through families and really make clubs what they are.
Oh, absolutely, Aussie. I gave Ace Cornelius a call yesterday, Arvo, asked if they had any debutants this round, and he said the two fellas would be making their debuts, which, as you said, it's just great for a footy club when the bloodline and the heritage flows down. And as I mentioned in the piece in the Mercury today, I'm sure lots of older Pies fans will have a smile on their face, those that watched their grandfather play back in the day, and watching the two 16-year-olds run around now as the D's kick another one. I'll let you take back over, Aussie.
Yeah, no, Hugh Williams around the corner, and that was just really a goal out of seemingly nothing in the end. A little stoppage, the ball got out the back, and Williams around the corner made no mistake, and North Hobart have started quarter 2 with an absolute bang. 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes, and danger signs now for the Glenorchy Football Club. 6-1-37 North Hobart. Magpies 1-4-10 And North Hobart again just making the most of their opportunities. You look at that, 7 scoring shots to 5. And that goal there that Williams kicks, that's just an absolute boost for them at this point. Through the middle of the ground, Thompson now providing an opportunity for Glenorchy. The ball goes inside 50. Lockie Payne does well. He repels the ball down the George Miller stand wing of North Hobart Oval. Flying over the top, a strong grab taken. An opportunity now for North Hobart. Caswell's kick is intercepted. Bouncing ball across, half back for Glenorchy. Camrick links up well with his teammate. A crafty kick around the corner. Opens things up for Richard Dilger, who goes to half forward. Big ball to win between 2 players there in Dixon and Joseph. It's going to go over and out for a throw in. I love that kick, just opening up the space of the ground there, Jared. That's really creative thinking that I think Glenorchy are going to need to do, because if you're bombing it in long and it's not working, you've got to think of different ways to bring the ball inside 50.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't want to mention the Pies again, but I don't know if you saw last week, Scotty Pendlebury did a similar kick. Could have kicked a few drop punts, but went with a banana and found a teammate inside 50. It was very similar to that. And just want to say the next 10 minutes are going to be vital for the Pies. It's pretty easy that we've touched on how young they are. There are 4 goals down at quarter time, and the D's have piled on a quick couple. It's going to be imperative that the Pies sort of hold up or kill the game a bit and slow it down so the D's don't put the game away before half time.
So in the middle of the ground now for North Hobart, Leifheber uses the stand rule to his advantage and kicks in the direction of Edmondson, who's unable to take the mark, but the Glenorchy defenders have a bit of a task to do. John Geard is there for reinforcements, a high up and under, just gets them out of defensive 50. North Hobart with the numbers though as they go backwards to go forwards. A chipping kick inside 50. White doesn't quite complete the mark. Not quite out of jail yet of the Glenorchy defenders. Flying shot around the corner. McGuinness kicks out, punches the ball over the line, and I have mentioned Matthew McGuinness. I think I may have been calling him Liam Roach a couple of times. He's another one of these young Glenorchy key position prospects, and McInnes today for Glenorchy is going to be handling a lot of the ruck duties by the looks of it, as he ends up again against Jackson, who takes the ball on this occasion, tries to have a flying shot himself, Nick Jackson. It's going to go right to the goal line through for a minor score. That's the old Tyler Carter special in the TSL, Jared Laurel. That's what he likes to do.
Ozzy, I think Tyler Carter's had enough mentions in the media the last couple of weeks, mate. That's probably the last thing he needs. So
Trent Formula did say that during the week, I believe. I'll try and get some updates from the Twin Ovals to see how the man they call Wob is faring this afternoon. The ball's here at North Hobart Oval in the middle of the ground. Edmondson just throwing a couple of party tricks around as he kicks the ball inside 50. Plenty of bodies up. Leifheber got high. Unable to take the grab though. Glenorchy with the numbers at ground level. A chipping kick finds Ling. Now they drive the ball out of defensive 50. A high up and under. Edmondson had the sit. Unable to take the mark, but it's going to be a play on call now for Glenorchy. First to the football was Oakley. Evades a couple. Does really well, does Riley Oakley, as they kick the ball to a dangerous spot. Matthew Joseph competing for the Magpies. Unable to take the grab. Once again, the reinforcements at ground level for North Hobart as Riley Wood was first to the football. They drive the ball up the wing, but only as far as John Geard. Geard stops and props. Eventually goes over the top to Will Brom. Nice little bit of run here from Will Brom, but he's just unable to complete the transaction. Just a couple of little errors there, but North Hobart repeat with more of the same. They go back in, and opportunity now for Glenorchy to set things back up as Arnold takes one bounce, takes a second. Now looks to kick the ball inside 50. A lovely ball from Josh Arnold using all of his experience. He finds his teammate Matthew Dilger on the chest, and that's real leadership from Joshy Arnold there, Jared Lawler.
It's not the first time. You can see that with such a young group like this, Josh Arnold's experience and his leadership is going to be vital to this young side moving forward. And you saw the Pies there was set up much better than what they were in the first quarter. They had numbers behind the ball, took an easy mark, took his time and space and laced Dilger out. But fortunately, as we've seen so far, the Pies can't make the most of their scoring shots.
Yeah, just unable to capitalise on that occasion was Dilger, but some really nice ball movement there from the Glenorchy Footy Club. So the D's look to bring the ball out of defence. Edmondson is going to have the sit. Nice work over the top from McInnes. He's been really lively so far this afternoon. Punches the ball over and out for a throw in. It's going to be Edmondson competing against him in the ruck on this occasion. Ball's thrown in. Another ruckman really able to get an advantage as Camrick was first to the football, wrapped up in the tackle, gets the ball in the Ling direction, but ends up winning it back himself there, Camrick. Jenkins. Or Ling, I should say, gets it to Camrick. A loopy handball. Really a bit of a chaos ball inside 50 now for Glenorchy. What can North Hobart's defenders do? Will the Magpies be able to capitalise? It's a scrappy football at the moment. Ling unable to quite collect the football. Camrick emerges with it. Just tackled as he tries to get ball to boot. Rolls over and out for a throw in. Camrick looks so likely around that part of the ground, Jared, and I think the North Hobart midfielders and defenders will certainly be keeping a close eye on him as the afternoon unfolds.
Absolutely, Aussie, and nothing unfolded or eventuated at the end of that. You know, the Pies didn't get a score, but just Camrick's activity, you can tell he's zippy, he's lively, he takes the game on, and if he continues to do that, he's going to put his team in positions to score.
Opportunity now for North Hobart as they look to pump the ball down the line. It was Barnett on that occasion, a foot race, and it looks like it's going to be Jenkins first to it. He's got Leafheber for company though. Great tackle from Leafheber. As Dominic White kicks the ball looking in the direction of his teammate Lockie Dale, but it's going to be over and out with Glenorchy to bring the ball back into play. He's using his full yardage at the moment.
Blake Waite, I think it might be, is it? Yes, the young from university, played against him in the Old Scholars. Very talented youngster, loves to take the game on. A bit lippy as well, Aussie. Likes to be a bit verbal out on the field, but it's going to be great for his development coming from the Old Scholars to the TSL, and looking forward to seeing how he goes this season.
Nice work there from Cohen Stevenson, the last line of defence. He finds Hugh Williams, former skipper, down the line in the direction of Edmondson, who's got sticky hands this afternoon. That's a great grab from Ryan Edmondson. Edmondson looks to bring the ball around, but it's going to be forced back onto his line by umpire Butler.
Traditionally more of a defender, Edmondson. He has had stints up forward, but especially for Lindisfarne, was one of the premier defenders of the competition. So showing his versatility, especially today, with a big presence up forward.
And speaking of big presence up forward, Nathan Jackson just stuck the Dukes up. The ball's gone into his hands beautifully. A fantastic kick from Edmondson to a dangerous spot. He looked to play on a couple of times, kept getting brought back onto his line, but in the end, there were plenty of bodies around that ball, and Jackson just read it better than anyone else and was stronger in the contest. He's got an opportunity to have a look at goal. He's already kicked, having a quick look here, he's already kicked one for the day. So big opportunity now for Nathan Jackson, sorry, Nick Jackson, I should say, to kick another goal for North Hobart. He begins his approach directly in front. Umpire forced to do a little bit of work, and in the end, a little bit too much work, hitting the goalpost for a minus score. So 7-3-45 North Hobart. Glenorchy 1-4-10. Josh Arnold to bring the ball back into play for the Magpies.
And I think that mark there, Aussie, Edmondson, followed by Jackson, just shows that the Ds are a bit more advanced at this stage than the Pies, especially in their big boys and their big bodies out there. The Pies are probably just lacking, a big centre half forward to kick the ball long to. So see how the boys go.
Glenorchy moving the ball down the line. Meredith linking up with Blowfield, who kicks into the pocket. Camrick just unable to reel the mark in. Nice work from Bailey Walker. Walker seems to play on all sorts of forwards, often the big kahunas up there, but looks to be running with Ben Camrick at the moment. Camrick, of course, such a good mark for his size as the ball's thrown back into play. Edmondson just got rid of McGuinness. Bouncing ball towards the boundary line. It's going to be holding the man. The call was for holding the football, but it's going to be a holding the man free kick going the way of the Ds.
It's a tough one, that, Aussie. It's 50-50, isn't it? There's either drop the ball and it's holding the ball, or they're going to play holding the man. But a bit stiff there, I think, for the Pies.
Ball goes across to Sam Caswell. Probably not quite as prolific this quarter as he was in the opening, but still been very good in game 100. Glenorchy just having them in at the moment here. In the end, a creative kick finds Oysters Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick chips it in. It's set to task. Josh Arnold, he took the grab and he went for a bit of a ride there with Leafheber as well. Arnold been rock solid both this afternoon but across his entire career as he kicks the ball up to half forward. The mark's almost taken on the second grab by Ling. Williams using his size to just impact the contest. Blake Waite there in support as well. In the end, it's going to be a free kick. I think the umpire's call. It's going to go the way of Glenorchy. So, a bit of confusion between who's going to take it. Callum Thompson is going to be the player with ball in hand. He just decides to barrel it, does Callum Thompson. An interesting choice. It's going to be a chaotic ball now. What can these two sides do? A shot from the pocket. Just missing behind. It was Josh Meredith, but don't mind that there from Callum Thompson, just deciding to launch the ball as far as he can. No real reward in the end, but...
Yeah, love the intent there, Aussie. The barrel sometimes goes away from the game these days. It's seen as a bit prehistoric, but even in the big time in the AFL, it's great when you see a player. My favourite back in the day, Daisy Thomas, used to love pulling the barrel out, so it's good to see in local footy.
I reckon we're going to have to get a little Collingwood tally going at the moment, Jared. I've probably got it at 3 so far in the opening half, so we'll keep an eye on that as the day progresses. Daisy Thomas. Did not expect to be talking about Daisy Thomas this afternoon, but I like that you've inserted it. I'm keen to get some more obscure references from you as we go along. Maybe a McCaffer or someone along those lines. John Anthony, maybe, as we...
Yep, Jack Attack, we used to call him.
Jack Attack.
I've got a photo in the library, in the archive, of man Jack Attack at Gosh's paddock, so I'll pull that out for you during the week, mate.
That might have to become the little halftime special, the Jared Lawler trip down memory lane. Yep. But here at North Hobart, the ball's just in front of the George Miller stand. Merging with the football here at North Hobart. Callum Kilpatrick, fleet of foot. He's going to win the ball back here is Kilpatrick. He finds Williams. Williams dishes it off to a runner as North Hobart drive the ball inside 50. A big ball to win, and a big ball is won by Matthew Campbell. Used his strength and took a strong grab. He's only got a slight angle to worry about, kicking the better part of 35 metres, and a golden opportunity now for the D's to get goal number 8.
Absolutely, and you just saw how big and strong the D's are up forward compared to their much less experienced and younger Pies counterparts. So let's see if the D's can make them pay yet again.
Campbell getting close to the man on the mark, but he likes it straight away, does Matthew Campbell. He kicks the goal. North Hobart have their 8th, and they extend their lead. 8-3-51. Glenorchy 1-5-11. North Hobart certainly owning this second quarter at the home, or traditional home of Tassie footy, North Hobart Oval. Just do a quick look around the grounds as well. Utah Stadium, North Lonnie 139, Clarence 4-3-27. Down at the Twin Ovals, Tigers 5-2-32, Launceston 8-6-54, and I'm sure there's a little bit of feeling down there at the Twin Ovals between the two undefeated sides atop the ladder. So plenty to look out for as this afternoon unfolds. Back in the middle here at North Hobart Oval, umpire Chris Kay throws the ball inside the middle of the ground. Geared with ball in hand, drives the ball towards half forward. Thompson was the target, unable to complete the mark. Wrapped up in the tackle, Callum Thompson does really well to get a handball over the top to Ling. He's got White for company. Umpire says that was going to be pushing the backs. The free kick is going the way of the Glenorchy Magpies. Drive the ball to a dangerous position, but with the sit, comfortable mark taken by Dale. He goes across to McLeod. McLeod goes in, bought a risky kick, but Caswell does well to take the grab. He's got a couple of players for company. He's just beset as he kicked the football. Arnold swooped on it. No Glenorchy player ended up going for that football in the end. Handball over the top. Now an opportunity for the Glenorchy Magpies. Ling's racked up in the tackle. Still the ball's alive inside attacking 50 for Glenorchy, but North Hobart, part of a rugby scrum, just pushing them back. Hamrick wrapped up in the tackle. Glenorchy all of a sudden are outside. They're attacking 50. They're going to bring the ball back in now, though. Nice lateral kick out wide. Finds Richie Dilger. Shipping kick from Dilger is a good one. Finds John Geard, who decides to play on the outside of the boot. John Geard, don't tell me. Fantastic finish from John Geard. He kicks the Magpies second, and it was a patient build-up in the end, but John Geard just using all of his experience. Jared Lawler, that's a fantastic finish.
Oh, that's a great goal. We had the perfect view up here at the media box here at North Hobart Oval. Probably is your left footer, I imagine. As most do, they don't have a right foot, so he's gone with the check side there and finished off beautifully, and a vital goal for the Pies. It feels like the D's are sort of running away with it, if we're honest here. So an absolutely vital steadier for the Pies.
Yeah, fantastic goal, and just reward that. North Hobart have certainly owned this quarter, but to have like the way that Glenorchy have still been throwing plenty of pressure at the contest, that's a really good reward for effort. It's back in the middle. Kilpatrick somehow got rid of the ball. Jackson kicks the ball inside 50, sets a task for Adam Roberts, who's taken high.
The old Rob Carter, that one, or the Joel Selwood, he sort of played for that free kick. There's a nice little jab back at Rob for all the media coverage he's been getting lately.
Just amazed it wasn't a Collingwood player, but I guess it was for phoning free kicks. Probably not going to throw one of them under the bus on that occasion. Leif Heber with the ball in hand. He finds Kilpatrick. High up and under kick from Kilpatrick to a dangerous spot. Edmondson just moved out of the contest. Caswell swoops on the football though from the pocket. Sam Caswell. Fantastic finish in game 100. A lovely goal. He's got 2. And really cheeky finish there from Sam Caswell in the pocket. I thought he might have been running out of tarmac, but just composed himself well enough to kick a lovely goal from the tightest of angles.
Absolutely. He's done some elite things today, Caswell, and all over the ground. You see him providing run-off half-back. You see him in the middle, and you see he's kicked a couple of goals now. So he's definitely been one of the major reasons for why the D's are up by, what is it now, 6 or 7 goals, Aussie?
Yeah, North Hobart, again, we've seen that now twice now, that Glenorchy have kicked a goal, and then you've had the immediate response from North Hobart at the other end. So Glenorchy be looking to try and stem 2 goals together here to finish the quarter as the ball is just hacked inside 50. Don White's going to be first to the footy. Got the reinforcements there. They just seem to have players in the right positions at the moment. Stevenson finds White, who's run really hard to win that football again. White's kick, though, only into the man on the mark. Oakley swoops on the football for Glenorchy. A scrubbing kick towards the goal line, and it's through. The Pies, they respond, and it's goal for goal at North Hobart Oval.
It's great footy. We don't want to see the Pies roll over and die, so to speak. We want to see them fight and show a lot of grit and determination for such a young side, which they are. A lot of sides in their position, Aussie might roll over, but it's great to see the Pies counteract with a goal of their own.
Yeah, fantastic finish. And again, it's kind of what they're going to have to do a little bit this afternoon, I think. They don't have that big, tall target up there, so they're going to have to really manufacture goals from real half chances, and that's exactly what Oakley did on that occasion. A scrubbing ball that, in the end, Beadle comes to the goal line. We're back in the middle. See if Glenorchy can try and make it 2 on the trot. Jackson kicks the ball towards half forward for the Demons. McLeod was the target. He had a couple of players for company, Blowfield included, but it's going to be another stoppage inside the centre square. Just ticked over 21 minutes. A few overcast clouds coming over the top of North Hobart Oval, but still a magnificent day for football. Opportunity now for the D's. A kick inside 50 just goes through the hands of Leif Heber. Ends up clean bowling Caswell as well. He swoops back on the football. Glenorchy with the numbers, but it's going to be a free kick. It is going to be a free kick, Jared. What did you say there?
I think Caswell was just first to it. He wanted it more, and his opponent looked like he got a bit nervous and pushed him in the back. So as we've touched on Caswell a number of times, he's just been electric and provided a lot of spark for the D's, and now lines up for his third, and another goal for the D's on the eve of half time to really bury the Pies and sink them a bit lower going into the half, unfortunately.
So Caswell, he kicks goal number 3. He's been excellent so far in game 100 for the club. Magnificent finish from him, or a simple finish I should say, but a magnificent work for the last couple of minutes for him to really stamp his authority on this game. North Hobart, they kick goal number 10, 10-3, 63. Glenorchy 3-5, 23. So 40 points the difference at the moment, and seen it a couple of times that, well, every time now, Glenorchy have kicked a goal. North Hobart have had the immediate response. Just tick into the dying embers of the opening half. Just ticking across to 23 minutes in a moment as the umpire throws the ball in the middle of the ground. McInnes wins the ball in favour of Camrick, but White was the first to it. Callan Daly swoops on the football. He finds Don White. White, a hurried kick towards half forward. It's just going to bounce across the paint of 50. Coming the other way was Brom. His handball sets a task for Blowfield in the long sleeves. North Hobart just bringing immense pressure at the moment. Leif Heber, a nice handball over the top. Another opportunity brewing for the North Hobart Demons. Finding Tristan Barnett inside 50.
A good mate of mine, actually, Aussie, is Tristan Barnett, the bun rat. as his nickname is. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. From Tri-Bunner, hence the nickname Bun Rat. So he made the move from Huonville, played a few years with him down there. A great fella, lively, built a bit like a sausage roll. He's probably wider than he is tall, as he'll admit himself, but he's got himself in great shape. He's made the move from Huonville to the D's this year, and he's loving it from all accords. Unfortunately, couldn't put a goal on the board there, but great to see players moving from the SFL and searching for to play the higher level. So good to see Tristan out there.
A big opportunity now for North Hobart. Lefebvre takes the grab from the mistake with the kick in. But yeah, I think Barnett, he seems to be one of those players who settled in pretty well to TSL football. He looks to be really up for the contest and throwing his weight around. So great to see him involved, and an opportunity now for the Demons through Tom Lefebvre to hit the scoreboard once more. Tight angle to deal with, but Lefebvre on the approach, and he likes it straight away, does Lefebvre, and just a nice little reaction to a couple of people in the crowd from him as well.
Beautiful celebration.
Might have been a couple of Glenorchy faithful in the pocket, but Lefebvre, he makes the pocket his own. North Hobart have their 11th goal of the opening half, and I think the Glenorchy Magpies would just be counting down for the main break.
Yeah, I love that, Aussie. I just put the hand to the ear and asked the crowd to let him hear it. We love to see that. We love to see characters and a bit of personality out on the footy field. I won't reference a Pies player. We'll wait to the second half till we mention Collingwood for the fourth time. But again, great to see a bit of personality and charisma out on the field. No,
I have liked the work of Lefebvre in recent years. He's had a fair bit of TSL footy under his belt now and looks to be really taking that next step up. It's the barrel kick towards half forward only is met by North Hobart players. Dom White's kick only goes as far as John Geard. Geard with that left boot kicks the ball towards half forward, but running back with the flight. North Hobart have the numbers. Looking to switch the ball. It's going to be a dangerous ball, but just lands in the hands of former skipper Hugh Williams. Williams, really risky kick. Nice work in the end from Ling. Just misses. That would have been a fantastic start to his TSL career. A real boost on the eve of the half, but it just goes through for a minor score. Glenorchy 3-6-24. North Hobart 11-4-70. So just about across 26 minutes in this second quarter. Kilpatrick has the ball inside defensive 50 for the D's. Just assessing his options at the moment is Kilpatrick. He's got Edmondson down the line, and that's where he's going to go. He's got McInnes for company. In the end, neither player able to get a hand to the football. Caswell wraps Wade up in a tackle. Blowfield emerges with the football. John Geard just picks his teammate's pocket. He goes over the top to Arnold. Arnold's kick, hurried one. Goes as far as George McLeod, but it's going to be a downfield free kick. Arnold infringed with after he got rid of the football. This is Ling of the Liam variety. He goes to Camrick. Kicks the ball to a dangerous spot. Does Camrick. What can Glenorchy do? A true one-on-one there. Connor Ling sniffing about as well. North Hobart's defence under immediate pressure. The umpire's called a free kick. A high free kick going the way of Josh Meredith, I believe, who's already kicked one for the game so far. Golden opportunity for Meredith to kick his second in the dying stages of the second quarter.
And yeah, Aussie, the young Ling boys have shown a bit the last couple of minutes. You know, they haven't had many clean disposals or obviously kicked any goals, but just their excitement, their enthusiasm around the footy, you can see that they're excited to be out there and providing a bit of spark late in the term, which is exciting for such young players.
Absolutely, and Josh Meredith on that occasion makes no mistake. Glenorchy, they've kicked a few goals this quarter now. Just getting a little bit of reward for effort. Nice high-scoring quarter of football here at North Hobart Oval. And don't think there'll be plenty of football left in the term, but nice to see Glenorchy just continuing to push and put a bit of pressure on the D's, and in this instance some scoreboard pressure on them as well. North Hobart certainly still in a strong position, but heading into the break, a couple of little boosts for the visitors. It's 11-4-70 to 4-6-30. 27 minutes in, and Camrick has the ball inside the middle of the ground. Loopy handball over the top to Thompson. Thompson with a hurried kick towards half forward. Bailey Walker was first to it. John Geard's going to swoop on the football. Matthew Joseph down behind play. We'll keep an eye on that as the next couple of minutes unfold. A scrappy kick towards the forward pocket now for Glenorchy. Oakley thought he might have kept the ball in, but it's bounced off the post. He claimed that he might have been able to take it himself, but the umpires pulled him up. Joseph very groggy in the centre square, just to his feet now, which is a good sign. Keep an eye on that. He's a real leader around this football club. At the moment is Matthew Joseph as the ball's thrown back into play. Edmondson with the fist towards the boundary line. Camrick runs out of tarmac. The ball goes over the line once again. Healthy crowd in front of us here on the broadcast side of North Hobart Oval. Fantastic day for local football.
And Ozzy, you touched on it. The D's are doing all this without their coach, Clinton French, who's obviously out with COVID, watching from home. So good for a few of their assistant coaches, I'm sure, to step up. And I'm not sure who's taking the head role today, but the boys seem to be doing pretty well without their head coach, and I'm sure he's watching from home with a big smile on his face to this point.
Oh, I'm sure he's got a smile on his face listening to your dulcet tones, Jared Waller, as the D's bring the ball out of defence. A strong grab taken there from Walker. Excellent work from young Bailey. I say young, he's actually plenty of TSL football under his belt now, Bailey Walker. He decides to run his full measure and hoist the ball towards half forward. Kilpatrick was there. In the end, Callan Daly was going to be first to it, but the siren sounds the first half here at North Hobart Oval. It's a half that's been really owned by the hosts, the North Hobart Demons. They're 11-4-70, Glenorchy 4-6-30, but there have been enough signs from Glenorchy that the future is certainly going to be bright for them. North Hobart had passages in that quarter where they just looked unstoppable. Glenorchy just putting a bit of pressure on them late in the term. But I guess, Jared, before we have a break here at half-time, who are some of the players that have really stood out to you from either side?
I think Caswell I've touched on a few times for not North Melbourne, for the North Hobart. He's got a bit of speed about him. I think he likes to take the game on. Every time he's sort of been near the footy, he's attacked it at full speed, and he's been rewarded with that with 3 goals. And as I touched on, the Pies are a young side. It's just great to see the Ling boys out there. They're probably 2 who, as I said, they haven't got the touches and things like that, but for 16 to be playing senior TSL footy is such a big achievement. So it's good to see them out there attacking it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do in the second half.
Let's have a quick look around the ground. So here at North Hobart, it's a 40-point margin in favour of the Demons. Interestingly, at UTAS Stadium, it's Clarence with the advantage at the main break. They lead that game 34-15. And we take a quick look down at the Southern Outlet at Kingborough. Launceston leading that game 68-34. So they've just opened things up a little bit, have the Blues down the road in that battle of the undefeated sides. But here at North Hobart, 11-4-70 North Hobart, Glenorchy 4-6-30. Looking at the goal kickers, Sam Caswell has 3 in his 100th game for the D's. Callan Daly with 2. Lockie Dale, Jake Dixon, Nick Jackson, Hugh Williams and Tom Leafheber all with singles for Glenorchy. John Geard, Josh Meredith, Riley Oakley, and there was a 4th goal kicker as well. We'll take a look at that at the break and give you an updated list when we return. Half-time here at North Hobart Oval. It's a 40-point advantage in favour of the D's. Second half action coming up next. I should say, Jared.
They're still mopping up the blood from the farm.
Jared, you know this ground better than most. You know what it takes. Have you got many mates in your job? I know it's very sorry. Get in. Get in.
I don't say it out loud anymore. I know you are. No, because I feel and act and everyone thinks I'm like a certain age, but I'm not. I normally get 26, which is how I feel. But yesterday, 31. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I know. Don't mention that on here.
No, I won't. I won't mention the age. I'll just mention it was your birthday.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Welcome back to North Hobart Oval. Second half about to get underway as the ball's thrown up in the middle of the ground. Jackson winning the ball down. Plenty of bodies around the football here early on as Williams, loopy handball, finds Jackson. Jackson finds Kilpatrick. Straight back into the contest here, Jared, but we might get a few thoughts from you about what we saw during the break as the two teams were running out alongside each other. Can you explain what you saw between the two teams during that break?
Yeah, when teams sort of warm up or come out after the halftime break, normally teams will see the other teams on one side of the wing when they're sort of running up and back, sort of getting the legs warm. But funnily enough, both sides decided to run down the same wing, and Cullen Daly was a bit of a target from his ex-Pies teammates, a bit of pushing and shoving, which was good viewing, to be honest, but hopefully it doesn't burst over into this, or maybe for people that do like a bit of push and throw, hopefully we might see a bit of that here if that little interaction carries over.
Yeah, certainly plenty of feeling in this game. The two teams just exchanging a few pleasantries, you could say, during the break. As you said, Cullen Daly, such a big storyline over the course of the off-season, coming across from the Glenorchy Magpies to the North Hobart Demons, playing against his former side for the first time today. As McGuinness wins that tap down, Camrick starting to insert himself on this contest. Wins the ball back again, but he's stripped of it. The umpire says, holding the footy. Free kick going the way of North Hobart. Kilpatrick, quick to play on. Drives the ball inside 50 to a dangerous position. The target was there in Edmondson, unable to take the mark. Arnold wrapped up in a strong tackle. The umpire says, holding the football. Great pressure down there from the D's. Arnold wrapped up in a really strong tackle. And North Hobart can have a golden opportunity here to hit the scoreboard early in the term. Great pressure being applied.
And Aussie, Camrick obviously turned it over by getting caught holding the ball there, and I'm sure he won't. He's not going to go back into his shell, which is a great thing. He's going to continue to take the game on, and that's the sort of player he is. He's zippy, he breaks the lines. Unfortunately, he just was met by a great tackle. So, as I said, we want Camrick and the Pies to keep taking the game on and really try and take it up to the D's, regardless of the scoreboard.
So a minor score on that occasion. Arnold to bring the ball back into play. Josh Arnold, a real leader of this Glenorchy team, obviously the captain, but just through his actions as well. He pierces the ball through to Matthew Dilger at half back. Dilger goes out wide to the George Miller stand as Glenorchy trying to now get into position. Handball eventually finds Camrick. Camrick with a loopy handball down the line. Glenorchy just moving the ball down through a chain of hands. In the end, only goes as far as North Hobart, but the ball's been turned over. A loopy handball over the top to McGuinness. What can Glenorchy do here? Camrick wrapped up in the tackle. Bumbling ball. Hugh Williams first to it. Piercing kick, only going to go as far as this Glenorchy opponent. It's Will Brom showing a little bit of razzle-dazzle. He kicks the ball inside 50. North Hobart with the numbers. First to it is going to be Dixon. Dixon just keeps the ball in play. Quickly kicks down the line, but only goes as far as that man, Blake Waite. Waite retreats backwards to his skipper in Arnold.
Both teams are just set up so well here, Aussie. You can see the D's just had to keep hacking the ball down the line, and the Pies were set up so brilliantly, and now it's going back the other way. The D's have all obviously flooded back, and the Pies are trying to find an avenue to goal, but they're doing a good job at the moment.
It was Arnold to Meredith, back to Arnold. Now, can Glenorchy go inside 50? It's going to be a 1-on-2, and Hugh Williams uses his experience to punch the ball over and out. And of course, tune into the Daily Potato Co. TSL live stream, round 3 footy here at North Hobart Oval. It's the Demons leading 11-5-71 to Glenorchy, 4-6-30. Daily Potato Co., proud partners of the TSL in season 2022, bringing you all of the games throughout the year live via the AFL Tasmania YouTube channel. Highly recommend a couple of the Daily Potato Co. potato salads, Jared. Had a few at the season launch a couple of weeks ago, and I went down a treat with all of the player representatives and coaches as well. We have had a bit of feedback on salads actually today. Michaela Witten on Twitter got in contact with us to say that she's not a massive fan of the Glenorchy players' hairstyle, so we'll keep an eye on that as the afternoon unfolds, as the ball inside 50 only goes as far as Jackson.
I'd love her to put her neck out, Aussie, and give us a player or a number, not just a broad statement. So,
there is a trend in, I think, TSL football, regional football, AFL football for a lot of little mullets and other funky hairstyles going around. So I'm sure that's probably what she's referring to. But if you have any thoughts on the hairstyles of TSL players and the salads, certainly on salad watch as the afternoon unfolds. Pullen wins the football. McInnes does well to win the football back for Glenorchy. Over the top, that's Bailey Jenkins. Jenkins finds a Ling, who's wrapped up in a really strong tackle. It's going to be a ball up directly in front of us. Umpire Chris Kay, one of the best young umpires in the business.
And good there from one of the young Ling twins there. He probably knew he was about to get pounced on, but he still grabbed the foot, he took the tackle and got back up, which is great to see.
Edmondson, quick kick. Now Hugh Williams, who kicks it literally into the backside of Ben Camrick, and it goes over and out for a throw in. So directly in front of the wet area here at North Hobart Oval. Played 5.5 minutes so far in quarter 3. 41 points the difference between these two sides as the ball's thrown back in. Jackson with front position. Taps it down to Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick just kicks down in the Hugh Williams direction, who's been pretty impressive today, Hugh Williams. Quick to move off his mark and drive the ball to a dangerous spot. It's a one-on-one and a great mark taken. Absolute strength there. Hugh Williams kicking the ball in favour of his teammate, and that's a terrific grab.
And Aussie, that bit of play there epitomises, I think, probably where both teams are at right now. You saw the kick long to Hugh Williams on a half-forward flank here. He's just bigger and stronger than his younger opponent. And then again, he goes deep, and another mark to the D's again from being too big and too strong. And that'll come with a few more years in the gym for the young Pies. I think Ace Cornelis said during the week that North Hobart are probably a couple pre-seasons ahead of them at this stage, and it's definitely proving to be that way, I think, with some of the things that we're seeing.
Absolutely. That's a fantastic finish there from Matthew Campbell, who, second time I reckon today, Jared, we've seen him take a really strong contested grab. He plays probably a little bit bigger than he looks. Took a really strong grab there and made no mistake. So North Hobart draw first blood in the third quarter. And now it's up to Glenorchy to see if they can respond. Back in the middle, McInnes wins the tap down. North Hobart with the runners at ground level, though, as Caswell links up. A couple of players going in hard at the football on that George Miller stand side of North Hobart Oval. So 12-5-77 to 4-6-30. Umpire will take it back once more. Camrick's going to be first to the football. Uses his explosive pace and drives the ball inside 50. Matthew Joseph's going to be first to it. Nice pressure there from the Glenorchy defence. Wood first to the football. The helmeted Riley Wood drives the ball out of defence. Does well. It was a kick in favour of Lockie Dale, who has been serviceable so far today. Certainly going to be better for the run with his first game in the TSL. Just see a trainer going out to, not sure if it's Richard Dilger or Matthew Joseph. We'll keep an eye on that. Just inside the Glenorchy attacking 50. Player coming from the field at the moment, but live with play. Boundary throw in just outside attacking 50 for the D's. Looks like it is, might be Matthew Joseph, so keep an eye on that. He was down with a separate incident. This one looks to be more something to do with his arm, so keep an eye on that. Jackson, handballs out to Caswell. Caswell kicks the ball inside 50. Coming hard is Ryan Edmondson. big crunching collision from a couple of players. Brave work there from the Glenorchy defender to get in the way. Dom White swoops on the football, has a flying shot, makes no mistake. Dom White kicks the goal, but how about that collision there between Edmondson and the Glenorchy defender? Edmondson coming like a freight train there, Jared Lawler. In the end, made the contest. Dom White able to get himself into a good position on the outside, gets the football and makes no mistake.
Yeah, I'm not sure it happened so quickly. We couldn't see which Pies defender it was, but bloody courageous act, if I do say. Just went back with the flight of the footy, a bit stiff for not to be rewarded with it, I guess, and then the D's made him pay with a nice goal there. But yeah, you can't fault the effort of most of these Pies players today, and that's just another example of it.
Dom White, nice reward for him as well. He's been likely type all afternoon. He gets on the scoreboard, and Glenorchy quick to move the ball out of the centre of the ground and kick it to a dangerous position. The North Hobart defence with a few questions to answer in the end. Over through for a minus score. 13-5 plays 4-7. North Hobart quick to bring the ball back into play. Sam Caswell, who's certainly brought his own football to the party for his 100th. Speaking of milestones, happy birthday for yesterday, Jared Lawler. Remiss of me not to mention that earlier in the day.
Yeah, thanks, Ozzy. It's just another day for me, though. I don't get too caught up in it. I like to keep my age a bit of a mystery, so we'll end it there.
And in play, Nick Jackson has just gone kicking a goal, and we were busy talking about birthdays. North Hobart have gone coast to coast, and they kick another. Nick Jackson kicking the goal from the dangerous spot, but again, a couple of players linking up. Caswell involved again, and you can see Jackson sucking in the big ones as he runs towards the boundary line. He's been really likely today, and a great goal for him to further extend North Hobart's advantage.
Yeah, the D's are having their own party of their own at the moment, Ozzy. It's, 50-odd points now, and you just hope that the D's continue to put their head over it, battle hard, and don't let this get away from them, because the third quarter, they call it the premiership quarter, but it's very easy for a team when you're down by, 9 or 10 goals to sort of drop your bundle here. So let's hope that the youngsters at the Pies continue to fight hard, but the D's are looking pretty good at the moment.
McGuinness competing in the pursuit of the football there, but just a little clumsy, giving the free kick away. It's going to be taken by Josh Cleaver, another player who spent a little bit of time with the Devils programs as well. Kick into a dangerous position. Punched over the line by Blake Waite, through for a minor score. Josh Arnold to bring the ball back into play once again. Take a quick look at the other games around the state shortly as well. I know, Jared, your OHA Ships are playing today against St Virgil's as well. Big game. Of course, the last game you played for the Ships was out on this ground, North Hobart Oval, and just a lazy best-on-ground performance in a granny, but we won't dwell on that too much. But I might get your thoughts at three-quarter time, bit of a preview of the upcoming OHA season, or the old Scholar season, I should say, as well. Looks like Glenorchy here, probably North Hobart fortunate not to give away the 50 on that occasion, chipping the ball out wide. Just methodically moving the ball around here are the Pies. Flying up, Edmondson unable to take the grab. Strong tackle laid there by Callum Thompson. It's going to be a stoppage in front of the George Miller stand. Callum Thompson, I believe he won 2 or 3 William Leach medals. Sorry, Beakley medals in a row as a junior. Really likely type, and starting to make his stand and make his impact felt on the TSL competition as well. Another stoppage out on the George Miller stand side of the ground. So North Launceston 23, Clarence 35, 19.5 gone in the third quarter there. Down the southern outlet, Kingborough 41, Launceston at 80. So the Blues in control of that encounter down there. That's a really big test for the Tigers, isn't it, Jared? There's been a lot of hype about them, but Launceston certainly flexing its muscle and proving that they're well and truly the team to beat in season 2022.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been very impressed with the Tigers so far, and in my opinion, probably the number one challenger to Lonnie. But as you said, it looks like Lonnie have decided to take it a bit personally, all the talk around the Tigers, and they're giving him a fair old whack down at the Twin Oval. So interesting to see how the rest of that game goes. But, looks like a bit of a statement game from Lonnie, I think.
DALY kicks the ball into a dangerous spot. A flying shot from Tom White through for a minus score. So North Hobart with all the running at the moment. Glenorchy really haven't got the ball inside 50 for a little while now. Been hemmed in to their half of the ground. Ball's brought back in by Arnold. He finds Waite. Arnold wrapped up in a tackle. Tom Liefhebber. Excellent defensive pressure from Tom Liefhebber. He's been impressive today. He's already got one goal on the board. A crafty little number from the pocket. This one seemingly a little more regulation.
It's a bit unlucky.
The better part of 50.
Sorry, there. I was a bit unlucky for the Pies there. Blake Waite, the youngster who's new to the team. Took the mark, wanted to give it back to his skipper, I guess, let him take the game on. But unfortunately for the Pies, Arnold was wrapped up and the D's looked to pile on another one.
So Liefhebber crosses the paint of 50. Going to be right against the line in the end, through hands and through for a minus score. So North Hobart certainly creating plenty of opportunities at the moment. How can Glenorchy respond? Bring the ball back in via Manson. Well, it's going to be a game for the runners. North Hobart just a little cooler under the pressure there. Camrick in the end moves Liefhebber off the ball though. Nice swooping handball that wide to Meredith, who's wrapped up in a strong tackle by Liefhebber once again. At the back. Opportunity now for Glenorchy, but Jackson, he's done so often this afternoon, getting himself in the right position. He goes across to George McLeod. Takes one bounce to young George McLeod. Now kicks into the middle of North Hobart Oval. A couple of players fly. Manson unable to take the grab. Caswell with some expert roving. Stops, props, turns around, and lovely delivery inside 50 to find Lockie Dale. And that probably sums up Sam Caswell's afternoon. Jared Lawler, he has been immense for the Demons today.
Yeah, it just seems like everything he does turns to gold at the moment. As you said, elite roving, stopped on a dime, danced, sort of did a little bit of a solo dance in the middle of North Hobart Oval, took a bounce and a beautiful delivery inside 50. So Caswell has been a major reason for the D's afternoon so far.
Shot there from Lockie Dale. It looked pretty good as soon as it left the boot. Made no mistake, did the North Hobart Demons recruit. He kicks his second goal in North Hobart colours, and the Demons, they continue to reinforce their advantage. Lockie Dale, a lovely finish, and once again it was set up by Sam Caswell. Just a couple of different avenues to go now for the D's. We saw Edmondson kick a bag in round one. They had the bye in round two, but nice even team performance this afternoon, and there's a number of midfielders hitting the scoreboard as well. Is only going to be a positive for them moving forward.
Absolutely, and you see that with the best teams in the AFL as well. They don't rely on one or two players these days. It's a team effort, and as you've said, North Hobart have got goals from a number of contributors so far, so it just makes it tough for defences to shut you down because you don't know who they're going to kick it to every time. So, yeah, North are going to trouble some backlines this year, no doubt.
Industrious kick there from Manson out of defence, but Williams and Wood now link up. Wood with a probing kick inside 50. A couple of players fly, unable to pull in the mark for the North Hobart players, but they've got runners out the back and kicking the goal. Jake Dixon, lovely finish. A simple goal in the end, and North Hobart starting to flex their muscle. They crack the ton, and it is all North Hobart here in quarter number 3. Yes. So we just tick over 17 and a half minutes in the third quarter.
It's getting away from him now, Aussie, as you can see. And again, I think the D's just get to their feet a bit better. I think you saw that contest deep in their forward line there. They were first to pounce on the loose ball. And then there was 3 of them that could have raffled that one in the goal square as well. So, again, I'm not sure if that was midfielders pushing forward or what have you, but it just seems like in most areas of the ground, the D's are a bit more proactive and first to the footy.
Ball thrown up in the middle of the ground. Nice work there from Brodie Howard, linking up with Camrick. They then go to Richie Dilger. Dilger goes further wide. Glenorchy just taking stock for a moment before driving the ball towards 50. A couple of players fly, no one able to take the mark. Howard once again involved. Handball finds Callum Thompson. Nice smother laid there by Cullen Stevenson. Glenorchy still able to push the ball to a dangerous position though. As Ling is going to compete, but Riley Woods first to the football. He's been rock solid down in defence so far. Kicking out wide, the target's John O'Pullen. He's got Arnold for company. Riley Wood again comes through. Liked his game so far today. Cleaver. It's going to be high tackle paid. Free kick going the way of Brom, who kicks the ball into the pocket and finds Riley Oakley. Nice work there from Will Brom. He knew if he moved the ball quickly, he'd be able to take advantage of an isolated Oakley matchup, and just kicked it in his favour. Got a couple of metres separation on his opponent in Kilpatrick, and now Riley Oakley in the pocket has an opportunity for goal. He's going to dance around the corner as Riley Oakley. He's hit it pretty well, but the umpire had to do a little too much work through for a minor score.
What I loved there from Will Brom there, Aussie, was he didn't push back off his mark. He got the free kick, he took off, didn't allow the North Hobart defenders to get back, and then most importantly executed with a great kick to his forwards advantage.
Ball's brought back in to Stevenson. Stevenson goes short. The Demons bring the ball out of defence. Callan Daly had to jump in the end, unable to quite take the mark. Wrapped up in the tackle there was Roach. Cleaver competing at ground level for the D's. Just gets the ball out the direction of Daly. Might have been holding the man. The umpire says no. Camrick, using his explosive pace, dances one way, dances the other, and then hacks the ball around the corner towards half forward. Competing out of his weight division was Ling, but he's done really well at ground level. Tackles laid, holding the football. Free kick going the way of the D's. Excellent work there by Cleaver, who was started to really work his way into the game. Efforts like that. Fantastic example of what he brings to this side. Cleaver's kick, not his best. Only goes as far as Brom, who again moves the ball quickly. Finds Dilger, who drives the ball inside 50, punched over the line for a throw in. Nice work there from Lockie Payne. So just about 21 minutes gone in the third quarter. North Hobart 16-8, 104. Glenorchy 4-8, 32. Tuned into the Daily Potato Co. TSL live stream. Anthony Osborne and Jared Lawler behind the mic for you this afternoon. Jackson wins the ball out of the ruck and then runs himself into a tackle. He's been taken high. So free kick going the way of Jackson. Now, Jared, I know you will be on Cripps Player of the Year duties and with your journalistic hat over the weekend as well. So we won't get you to give your votes out at the end of the game, but we'll get... Still got a quarter to play, but we'll get you to run through some of the standout players from either side as we approach the final term. Just a little bit of confusion between the players of who's going to take that ball. It's Jackson in the end. Just labouring a little bit. He kicks the ball out wide as North Hobart look to bring the ball out of defensive 50. A chip kick finds Callan Daly. Ball's kicked the opening goal. It's his former side. Former Brighton player as well, Callan Daly, as he kicks the ball down the line. A great grab taken by Bailey Walker. Excellent work from him. He's a long way from his usual defensive position. He drives the ball inside 50. Edmondson, in the end, laid the shepherd, and the umpire said he did it illegally. So, free kick going the way of the Magpies.
It's been a good couple minutes here for the Magpies. Aussie, obviously the D's started to look like an avalanche was about to happen, but I think they've steadied the tide a bit, had a few inside 50s. Their skills have lifted a bit the last few minutes, to go into a three-quarter time break with a bit more positivity.
Glenorchy bringing the ball down the Ride Street side. Umpires whistle a couple of players. Just
a bit off play.
Yeah, a
here,
little bit
Aussie.
off play. Hopefully the umpires get that under control. Just approaching the end of this third quarter. Just about 23 minutes gone. You can see quite a few players just making their way away from the contest, knowing there's a football afoot, and Callum Kilpatrick has ball in hand, and he's going to...
End of 50.
Yeah, walked inside 50 here for Callum Kilpatrick, so an opportunity now for Kilpatrick to hit the scoreboard as well.
And another 50. Come with me, he says.
Straight to the goal line, so ill discipline there from the Magpies. Callum Kilpatrick, you can mark this one in your book already. Kicks it through on his left boot. They kick their 17th goal of the afternoon at North Hobart. 17-8, 110. Plays Glenorchy 4-8-32. And yeah, just starting to threaten to become a bit of a cricket score now. The North Hobart ledger. Kilpatrick, he joins the party and kicks the goal. And certainly like that, you know, Glenorchy are bringing the heat to the contest, Jared. But that ill-discipline's not helping anyone on that occasion.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure what the counter is. To mine, it's 4-zip, I think, in favour of 50-metre penalties. When you're a young, inexperienced side, it's tough enough to go with a team that's a bit more developed than you, but then when you give away silly free kicks or give away 50s and thus easy goals like that, it's always going to be a tough day. So, as you said, we like to see the fight and endeavour from the Pies, but they've just got to sort of have controlled aggression, I would say.
High up and under kick there from Leafheber, set to task. Williams is going to swoop on the loose football. His handball is in the direction of Callan Daly. He's got Jenkins for company. Daly wrapped up in the Bailey Jenkins tackle. It's going to be a stoppage just inside attacking 50 for North Hobart. 24 and a half gone in this third quarter. Ball's thrown up. Jackson just moves his opponent out of the way, has a flying shot, bouncing in the direction of a couple of teammates inside 50. Showing a bit of razzle-dazzle there. Some nice foot moves from Dale. He goes back in the direction of Dom White. White on the second grab gets the handball out wide to Dale. Decides to have a bounce after taking probably 1.5 steps. The ball now goes into a dangerous position. Leafheber swoops on the football, gets it off to Callan Daly. We've seen Daly do this before. He goes to Caswell, who tries to strike a tackle. He's beset upon by a couple of Magpies, but the umpire's call is a high tackle. So Sam Caswell is going to have a look on goal. He's already kicked 3 goals this afternoon. I really like the work of Leafheber and Daly to set that up. And the Glenorchy defender can consider themselves a little unlucky. This is a big opportunity now for Sam Caswell to reinforce the advantage for the Ds.
Yeah, it was a bit stiff on the Pies, I thought. Daly danced around a couple, and then one of the Pies defenders showed great strength to sort of dispossess him, and then Caswell again danced around a couple, and a bit fortunate to get the high free kick, I thought, but he's made the most of it. What's that for him now?
Yeah, 4-pack for Sam Caswell in game 100. Fantastic milestone performance from him. He's been a real heart and soul player of this football club in a real transitional period, it must be said. It's been a challenging time for the North Hobart Footy Club on field the last couple of years, a transition with a lot of young players coming through, and Caswell's really been a leader and has emerged as one of the more consistent midfielders in the competition, and a great reward for him. 4 goals this afternoon. North Hobart, they move to 18-8, 116. Glenorchy 4-8-32. We're just about 27 minutes gone in this final quarter, so that can't be, the third quarter I should say, can't be too long left. Middle of the ground, Dom White swoops on the footy. It's a handball out wide to George McLeod. A couple of former Tassie Devils linking up. A hacked ball inside 50. Nice work there from Dale just to trap the football. Great defensive pressure, but it's going to be a holding the man free kick going the way of the Magpies. Blowfield stops and props as Richard Dilger presenting. Out wide to Jenkins. Bailey Jenkins, a risky kick in the middle, not his best work, and Dale's going to swoop. He really smartly kicks the ball over the top. It's going to be a foot race. Caswell was going to be first to it, but Dale in the end is going to retrieve his own football wrapped up in a strong tackle right on the boundary line. Clever work there from Lockie Dale. Knew he'd be immediately beset upon if he took possession of the ball, so just tried to kick it over the top in the Caswell direction, and Caswell ended up laying the shepherd. I like that creativity from Dale. Ball's thrown up. Caswell competing in the ruck on that occasion. Arnold thrown with the football. The umpire will take it back. Left forward pocket.
Just on that last play, Ozzy, I was just about to say I was enjoying the Pies were sort of maintaining possession, taking the heat out of the game, chip mark, which we haven't seen much of them today, but then bit off a bit more than he could chew in that inside kick, missed the target. Luckily for the Pies, it didn't result in a goal, but just those skill errors are costly when you're kicking in board like that.
Ball's thrown up. Caswell again competing in the ruck. Taps it down. Players flying everywhere at the moment. Hobart trying to surge the ball forward as the siren sounds. It just beats them hitting the scoreboard once again. So it's all North Hobart here at the traditional home of Tassie footy at three-quarter time. 18-8, 116 North Hobart. Glenorchy 4-8-32. A real statement being made by the North Hobart Demons. It was a quarter that in the end has been well and truly dominated by them. I'm just getting my little score sheet up here, Jared. 7 goals to none for the quarter. 7 goals, 4 to 2 behind. So a quarter that was dominated by North Hobart. I'll quickly run through some of the goal kickers that I've got listed down, then I'll get your thoughts before we take a short break here from North Hobart Oval. We've got Sam Caswell with 4 goals to his name so far this afternoon. Callan Daly, he has 2. Lockie Dale with 2. Jake Dixon with 2. Nick Jackson with 2. Singles to Hugh Williams, Thomas Leifeber, Matthew Campbell and Callum Kilpatrick. For Glenorchy, 2 goals to Josh Meredith. Singles to John Geard and Riley Oakley. Jared Lawler, get a couple of thoughts from you on the quarter that we just saw before we take a break for three-quarter time.
Yeah, it was disappointing from the young Pies. We said that the third quarter, they were either going to roll over and sort of die or keep fighting. And unfortunately for them, it was the former with the North. The D's just dominating clearly, and the first half they probably didn't put it on the scoreboard as much for their dominance, you'd say, but that one, what was it, 7 goals to zip, clearly made them pay. A couple of positives though for the Pies. I think Camerick is still showing he's one of the stars of the competition, and while he got caught holding the ball a couple of times and things like that, he's still taking the game on and providing a lot of spark for his side. And we've touched on the Ling twin boys a couple of times. For 16 years old, again, they didn't get many disposals or anything, but when you watch them, they put their head over it, they tackled hard, and they can both, to this point in time, hold their heads high in their senior debut.
Absolutely. So, three-quarter time at North Hobart Oval. It's the hosts leading 18-8, 116 to Glenorchy 4-8-32. We'll take a short break here from commentary. Last quarter action coming up next. Welcome back to North Hobart Oval. The final quarter about to get underway between the North Hobart Demons and the Glenorchy Magpies. You are tuned in to the Daily Potato Co. TSL live stream. Daily Potato Co. bringing all of the TSL action to you via the AFL Tasmania YouTube channel throughout season 2022 as the ball's thrown up in the middle of North Hobart Oval to get the final term underway. It's all North Hobart at this game so far. How can Glenorchy respond in the final term? They've got the ball in the hands of Ben Camrick to start the term, which is certainly a positive sign as he drives the ball inside 50 in the direction of Liam Roach. Roach moves the ball back into a dangerous spot. Riley Oakley sweeps on the football. Just tackled as he tried to get rid of the ball. The umpire rewards Bailey Walker. Holding the football was Riley Oakley. Handball's out to a runner. And on that occasion there is Cohen Stevenson. Stevenson kicks down the line. Not his best kick. It was favouring the Glenorchy player. Now an opportunity for John Geard. Tucked up in the pocket. A fantastic effort from Geard, but just touched on the final line through for a minor score. So Glenorchy 4-9-33, trailing the D's 18-8.
Another 50 here, Aussie. That's 5.
Another 50-metre penalty. Callum Kilpatrick again the beneficiary. He's just going to pump the ball inside 50 for the Demons as a couple of North Hobart players stayed on the ground level, and it's going to bounce in the hands of Jackson, who dribbles it home. Jackson with another, and the D's take full toll of that ill discipline inside defensive 50 from, attacking 50 I should say, from the Glenorchy Magpies. They go coast to coast, and Jackson, he kicks another, making the Magpies pay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the 50 was for. Maybe the guy on the mark had encroached the territory there, the 25 metres or whatever it is you've got to be within, outside rather. But again, we don't want to harp on it, but that's what 5 or 6 50-metre penalties they've given away now, and half of them have resulted in goals, Aussie. So I'm sure Aaron Cornelius will be pulling his hair out. After the hard work they do at times, and then they give away easy goals due to ill discipline.
Back in the middle. Glenorchy. In the end, a little too much pressure on. The free kick going the way of George McLeod. McLeod goes out wide in the direction of Kilpatrick, who's been a consistent performer this afternoon. Kilpatrick, a high up and under. Camrick with the sit. Just goes over the top of his head. Callum Thompson is there. Runners now, McInnes. Lopes his way through the middle of the ground. Camrick swoops back on the football. Goes out wide to Richie Dilger. Dilger drives the ball towards half forward, a chipping motion in the direction of Ling. Ball unable to quite stay in play. It was Liam Roach competing there. Had Liam Ling at ground level as well. Umpire to throw the ball back into play. Edmondson and McInnes to compete against each other. McInnes wins it down. Going in well there was Callum Thompson. Thompson funnels the ball back in the direction of Dilger. Bouncing ball inside 50 now. Bailey Walker first to it. His hack ball was in the direction of Williams. Camrick swoops on the ball at the back of the pack and just drives the ball on his boot as far as he can kick it. Bailey Walker punches it over and out for a throw in.
How about the game of Bailey Walker so far today, Aussie? I don't think we've mentioned him enough, to be honest. He gets a bit of, is easy to notice with the helmet out there, but Clinton French and the North Hobart boys just must be stoked having him down there. He's just been a rock in defence all day, whether he's taking contested intercept marks or spoiling the footy or just playing in front. He's definitely been a major reason for the steadiness of that back six at the D's.
Pies whistle. Side 50, so another stoppage, but you're spot on. He's been a really good performer for a couple of years now, Bailey Walker. Plays on often on the opposition's very best attacking option. Ball goes out wide in the hands of Lockie Dale, who's been good today. He goes to Kilpatrick, who has to take it on the second grab. He goes back to Dale. Dale, not his best kick. Arnold does really well coming one way, the other players coming the other. Now North Hobart with ball in hand. Kilpatrick dances around one, moves around another. Kicks the ball out wide in the direction of Williams. Hugh Williams, he has Jackson calling for the ball in a one-on-one. Kick doesn't quite favour that target, but again, some options are there. Glenorchy quickly bring the ball out of defence. Hugh Williams.
He's hurt himself to pie
Looks like the couple of Glenorchy players are down. One inside 50. Dilger's just got back to his feet outside 50, so we'll keep an eye on both of those injuries. Hugh Williams Jr. coming in for reinforcements, but the free kick is going to go the way of North Hobart. Ball coming back to Matthew Campbell. You can just see inside 50, a Glenorchy player very slow to his feet. As Campbell kicks the ball into a dangerous position, and in the end, the player who was injured takes the mark and suddenly looks okay, although his kick wasn't his best, and he's back to his feet, so we'll keep an eye on that. Now North Hobart bring the ball back into play. A lovely kick in the direction of, I think that's Dale. So a pretty chaotic minute or so of football there. Jared Waller didn't quite know what to make of a lot of it, but now the fact of the matter is Lockie Dale has an opportunity to kick his third.
Yeah, absolutely there, Aussie. It seems to often be the case. Blokes are a bit injured until the footy comes in their area, as you saw with the pie there. But unfortunately, he's still down on his haunches, so he might be a bit sore or tired there, but his kick didn't come off as he'd hoped, and the D's have now, looks like they've made him pay, going back the other way.
A great finish from Lockie Dale, made no mistake, and that's North Hobart's 20th goal of the afternoon, 28-128. Glenorchy 4-9-33. Lockie Dale hitting the scoreboard once again. He started really lively and probably, I wouldn't say faded out of the game, but maybe wasn't as dominant in the second quarter. But I feel like the back end of the third term and then again in the fourth, he's really stepping up a gear, Lockie Dale, and putting a rubber stamp on this game from his perspective. And North Hobart, all of a sudden, within a kick of topping the 100-point margin. Not a position that the Demons have been in too many times in recent years. Ball's back in the middle of the ground. Sorry to cut you off there, Jared. A big tackle laid in the middle, and it's going to be a repeat stoppage inside at the centre circle.
Yeah, no, you're right. The fitness is going to play a big part here. We've mentioned that North Hobart, where they're at compared to the Pies, is probably a couple of years advanced, and so how both teams run out this last quarter will be evident in the scoreboard, and with it just about to tick over 100, it could get pretty scary and ugly for the Pies, you'd think.
Ball inside 50 only goes as far as White, who's quick to handball off to McLeod. Goes back to White. His kick is in the direction of teammate and Campbell, but Glenorchy had the numbers there. They've done really well. Thompson just decides to run through a couple. His kick just goes on the outside of the boot. Only goes as far as young Riley Wood, who I think has been really impressive in the back pocket this afternoon.
Absolutely. The two Helmet brothers, I think.
Yeah.
They're easy to notice with the helmet, but they're backing it up with their footy. Both of those fellas have been great today.
Two number 9s go to battle across half forward. Caswell, in the end, does well. He goes to Leafheber. Leafheber kicks to a dangerous spot, the direction of Jackson, who takes the grab, but he may have been over the line. No, the umpire says he was in the field of play, so Nick Jackson does really well to take that grab, and Caswell's work across half forward there against an experienced opponent, and Josh Arnold, was just sublime. And now Jackson has an opportunity tucked up in the pocket. Never an easy kick from here, but certainly going to back himself in. He doesn't quite get the kick the way he would have wanted. In the end, kicks the belly of the ball. Pullen competing with Dale. Kilpatrick applies a bit of pressure on Blowfield. Diving in there, North Hobart players throwing plenty of ferocity at the moment. Funnels the ball out to Callan Daly. Daly dances around one.
Great
and in
kick.
an acre of space, he finds his teammate. Lovely kick, and the opportunity now for North Hobart just to take stock and have a shot on goal. Really nice work there by Callan Daly, just using all of his experience and having a look there. I think that is Finn Polk. Late inclusion this afternoon.
To put the margin beyond 100 points as well, Aussie. Be a bit deflating when it clicks over the 100-point margin.
So Polk crossing the pain of 50. Decides to just get a little bit of extra kick behind it with a little move to the right, and he makes no mistake. A fantastic finish, and it's party time now, if it wasn't already, for the North Hobart Demons. They move to 21-8, 134. Glenorchy 4-9-33. Just crossed over 9 minutes in this final term. Take a quick look around the grounds as well. Jared, let's have a look. Where do you want to go to first, Utah Stadium or the Twins?
We'll go to the Twins. We'll go to Tigerland. And last we checked, they were down by 4 or 5 goals to Lonnie. Let's see if they've made their way back or not.
I see if I can operate an iPhone to begin with, Jared. But yeah, looking here, it's an 18-point margin.
Okay.
11 minutes gone in the final term.
Game on.
Launceston 88, Kingborough 70. So still game on there at Utah's Stadium. Clarence and North Lonnie. Give you that score update in a moment as the ball goes inside 50. Callan Daly was first to it. He was held without the ball, and it's going to be a free kick going the way of former Magpie, now North Hobart Demon, Callan Daly. Score update from Utah Stadium. Clarence, they've moved out to a 25-point advantage. 55 plays 30, 18 and a half gone in the final quarter there.
Yeah, very interesting result, that one. Both sort of expected to be sort of in that mid-tier pack. It's pretty much Lonnie and then the rest of the competition at the moment. But the Roos, that's a very good effort going up to Lonnie and most likely beating North Lonnie on their own deck.
So Callan Daly's shot there just hits the post, through for a minor score. We did talk about a little bit earlier, Jared, as someone just fresh out of the Old Scholars Comp. Of course, that competition getting underway today with a clash between OHA and St Virgil's. We'll just see this ball back into play here at North Hobart. Lefebvre just ran out of tarmac, over and out for a throw-in. How do you see season 2022 playing out with the Old Scholars competition? Do you think St Virgil's will be the team to beat once again?
Yeah.
Or with OHA, I should say?
Yeah, I think, and you definitely can't look past Hutchins. To be honest, they're probably my front runner almost. Hutchins have been a great team and around the mark for the last 5 or 6 years, but just haven't been able to win a flag. But they've added, blokes like Marcus Davies have come to the club. Jamie Clark, a gun bowler's back, and a few others, Sammy Heron. So, if I had to pick, I'll keep my OHO bias out of it. I would say, Hutchins and St Virgil's, the Saints, are the two to beat this year. Absolutely.
Here at North Hobart, McInnes marks the ball at half forward. He dishes it off to Will Brom, who's with a head full of steam, kicking from the paint of 50. A fantastic finish. That's a magnificent effort from Will Brom, kicking from the paint, and a nice little reward for effort there for the Magpies. They kick their 5th goal of the afternoon. 5-9-39 plays North Hobart 21-9-135. Nice quick ball movement from the Pies, and Will Brom with, takes, take from your experiences, Jared, but moving so quickly from defence into attack and then to have the composure to receive the football and make no mistake from the paint of 50, that's a fantastic finish.
Yeah, I've liked what I've seen from Brom. He's definitely seemed like he's composed, yet also likes to take the game on, which is good to see. He's actually one of the players that Ace Cornelius pointed out when we spoke to him before the season, who'd sort of caught his eye and who we should look out for this season, and Brom's one of those, and he's definitely in patches today, showing why Ace Cornelius gave him such high raps.
So the ball to be thrown in here, just in front of the North Hobart SFLW players. See them getting underway this afternoon. Winning the ball there was Edmondson. Handball's out to Poke. Poke finds Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick finds Williams.
I've liked Kilpatrick's game today as well, Aussie.
Yep.
He obviously stands out a bit in those bright yellow boots, which I'm sure he chose those for a reason. But his left foot, he's taken the game on it and rebounded really well for the D's today.
He's one of those players who's been a good TSL player for a long time, but looks to be really taking a step up. That's a nice ball inside 50. Really good work there from the Pies to find Matthew Dilger. He'll have a shot now. Slight little angle to worry about, but certainly within his range, only kicking the better part of 40 metres. Nice still conditions here at North Hobart Oval. You can see sunshine still bathing the majority of the ground. Stilger begins his approach now towards goal. Umpire had to do a little bit of work late. In the end, a little too much through for a minor score. So Glenorchy, they move to 5-10-40. North Hobart 21-9-135. We've played 13 minutes and 50 seconds in this final term.
And Aussie, I've just noticed one of the Ling boys on debut is wearing 35 for the black and white, which is obviously a great number to have at the moment, since one of the future superstars of the AFL, Nick Dacos, is running around in that number. So I just thought it'd been a bit of time since I'd mentioned the Collingwood. So there you go for that one, Aussie.
Ding, ding, ding. The Collingwood radar goes off again. You showed a lot of restraint after you used a lot of your tickets in the first quarter. So glad you have one up your sleeve as Manson's kick goes to a dangerous spot out the back of the pack. Nice work there from Jenkins, linking up with Dilger. He just drops the ball at the crucial moment. He's wrapped up by his North Hobart opponent. Dixon coming through. He's been impressive today. Wrapped up in a tackle for a stoppage inside defensive 50. So just ticking towards 15 minutes in this quarter. Update, Clarence have just enhanced their advantage. They're up by 5 goals at UTAS Stadium. 61 plays 31. A kick in the direction of Dale, unable to take the mark. Callum Thompson, his handball only goes as far as Williams. Williams tries to find Leafheber. Blowfield grabs the footy and then is wrapped up in the Leafheber tackle. I reckon Leafheber's tackle pressure has been immense today, Jared. I'd like to see the numbers of his game this afternoon. Probably hasn't had a stack of the footy, but just looks to have always been involved in the contest.
Yeah, absolutely, Ozzy, and that was just such a strong tackle. You can get easy tackles and that, but that one, the Pies were probably out if he didn't stick that, and he stuck it as he has all day. A great effort there from him.
Quick score update from the Twin Ovals. Looks like Tyler Carter's just kicked to behind, so 71 at Kingborough, plays Launceston 94, 17 and a half gone in the final term here at North Hobart. It's Ben Camrick with ball in hand, who kicks inside 50, but reading the ball really well was Cohen Stevenson. Took the mark out in front. His kick set a bit of a task. Dilger first to the football. He's tackled by 2 Demons. The umpire will take it back, so ball up inside attacking 50 now.
Any goals for Tyler Carter down at Tigerland today?
I'll shoot my Tyler Carter update message out to my correspondents at the Twin Ovals and try and get an update for you, Jared. He's been a likely type. He was dominant last week, but as you said, he's been the talk of the TSL early in the season, Tyler Carter. It is great to see him back out there after that injury last year, but might not quite be his day today with Launceston leading that encounter.
Yeah, I'm not sure his head actually fits in his house now after the media.
I know you can say that being a close mate with him, but as someone with a big head, Jared, just go easy a little bit. As Don White gets the ball here for North Hobart, he goes to Hugh Williams. Williams dishes the handball off. White gets it back. He's been good today, Don White, as he drives the ball in the Jackson direction at half forward, unable to take the mark. Jackson has the reinforcements now in Callan Daly, who shows a little bit of razzle-dazzle and kicks the ball to a dangerous spot. A great grab taken by Matthew Campbell, who runs into an open goal and kicks another for the D's. Callan Daly, fantastic composure to firstly dance around a couple of opponents and then kick the ball to the advantage of Matthew Campbell, who once again took a really strong grab.
Yeah, absolutely. And with Cullen Daly, I'm not sure what his numbers are. He hasn't had a stack of the footy, but he's kicked a couple goals. He's passed a few off, and as we touched on at the start of the broadcast, Aussie, adding a player like Cullen Daly just takes this group to another level. With a couple other of their inclusions and the development of their list. If North Hobart want to get where they need to go and want to go this season, then Cullen Daly's going to play a big role in that, and he's definitely done that so far today.
Back in the middle of North Hobart, Caswell wrapped up in an Arnold tackle. Interesting to see Josh Arnold having a spell on ball. Richard Dilger and Arnold both competing at ground level. Umpire will eventually take it back. Ball's thrown up. Thompson wrapped up in a strong tackle. So, plenty of stoppages here inside the middle of North Hobart Oval. Caswell unable to take the mark. Edmondson competing. Glenorchy with the numbers as John Geard drives the ball inside 50 out the back of the pack. A couple of runners to it. Blake Waite's involved for Glenorchy, I should say. In the end, the ball hits the post. Minor score.
Blake Waite's been thrown forward by the look of it as well. Aussie, obviously a defender, but spending a bit of time up forward. I'm sure Ace Cornelius is probably just moving the magnets around. It's a development year for his squad, as he said, so it's always good to play blokes in different positions and get a better understanding of the game.
Just see in front of us here, Jono Pullen just with some ice being applied to his hip. I dare say his day is probably done. Hopefully more of a precautionary measure. We did see Matthew Joseph, I think it was, in the third quarter go off with an injury to his arm. We did see a player with an arm in the sling. We couldn't quite make out who it was, but I think it was Matthew Joseph, so fingers crossed he's okay. Here in play, Bailey Walker takes the grab.
My guy.
Your guy, absolutely, Jared. He's been good today. He finds Callan Daly. Daly's got Dom White over the top. That's exactly where he goes. And Jackson's isolated a little bit deeper, but he instead drops it short to Lockie Dale. And Jackson in the goal square is just pointing to the big sticks. Wants his new teammate to have a shot at his, I think this would be his fourth goal of the afternoon if he kicks it. He's been everywhere, Lockie Dale, so an opportunity now for Dale to hit the scoreboard.
Yeah, you said he'd sort of gone in and out of the game earlier, Aussie, but I don't know if it's his fitness or what, but he's definitely coming into the game late. And what's this, his third or fourth goal, as you said? A handy game for the new fella to the club.
Lockie Dale, kick is on the way. The umpire has to do quite a bit of work late through for a minor score. So Glenorchy to bring the ball back into play. They trail 5-11-41 to North Hobart 22-10, 142. Camrick with ball in hand, kicks it into the middle of the ground. Plenty of purchase on the kick. Edmondson evades a tackle. Handball's over the top. It's going to be a Barnett free kick.
The bun rat. Not sure how. Yeah, actually, it's probably easy to get that guy high.
A little bit shorter than some of the others.
Yeah, it's the size of a garden gnome, that fella.
She pumps the ball inside 50. Does Barnett. Back of the pack, Dale is looking really likely at the moment. Dents is around one, Dents is around another, gets the handball back. Don't tell me, Lockie Dale hits the post. That would have been goal of the day. Daly Potato Co. goal of the day contender, but in the end, just through for a minor score.
Yeah, so that could have been a nomination for goal of the round, not just the day, Aussie. That was elite from him. Danced around a couple, but unfortunately the big stick got in the way.
So we've ticked over 21 minutes now in this final term. Glenorchy pumped the ball out of defensive 50. Oakley, handball over the top. Just a bouncing ball through the middle of the ground at the moment. Dixon emerges with the football, kicks it out wide and finds Kilpatrick. Patrick just stopping and assessing his options. Had a couple of players on short, but he'll just take his time and maybe have a ping at the big sticks himself, Callum Kilpatrick. He's worked really hard today. Certainly been a standout performer.
About to say, Aussie, he's probably deserved to have a crack. Off half-back, he's provided plenty of run and drive and linked up really well today. Unfortunately, he's kicked it like a backman, though.
It looks like there's going to be a free kick. I think it may have been to do with, or it's coming back to Callum Kilpatrick, it might be. I saw that Dom White was trying to open up some space for Kilpatrick to potentially play on, but the umpires said no, they have to bring the ball back. So Kilpatrick with take two.
Yep, with the mulligan. Looks like he's set it up to the top of the square, though.
Certainly has. Here are the runners now for both sides. North Hobart with the numbers at the ground level. Jackson around the corner, kicks a goal. Little icing on the cake for the North Hobart Demons. Jackson, who's been a real presence for them this afternoon. Jared Lawler, he kicks another. North Hobart kick their 23rd goal of the afternoon. 23-11, 149 plays. Glenorchy 5-11-41.
Yeah, what I love about Jackson, Aussie, as the big fella runs off to the bench in front of us, not only does he provide that big target in the air, it's also on ground level. A lot of big men these days, once the ball hits the deck, their job's done, but not with Jackson. His second and third efforts, he's quite evasive for a man of his size as well, and then he showed again a bit of goal nous there to snap a beautiful snag.
Great finish from Jackson. Back in the middle of the ground. With Hobart again surging the ball forward. Just losing his footing at the crucial moment was Cohen Stevenson, but it's going to be a play on advantage here for North Hobart. Pumping the ball to a dangerous spot, and the mark's taken. A great grab, and it's that man, Matthew Campbell, once again. A really strong mark for his size, Jared Lawler.
That'd have to be 4 or 5 contested marks, easily, I would say, for him, as you've touched on multiple times in the broadcast, Aussie. He's not a huge guy. He's solid, but for his size, he's just got a great set of jukes and has been out-bodying his opponent for most of the day. How many goals has he kicked, Aussie, do you know?
I'll have a look at my little scorecard in a moment. He's made no mistake there, so he does kick another. North Hobart kick their 24th goal of the afternoon, and looking at my records, I think I may be missing 1 or 2 goals, Jared, but he has kicked 3, according to my records this afternoon. So he's been a really likely type, and he's probably, considering how strong he is overhead, probably a really difficult matchup for opposing coaches, I suppose. He kind of can play as a small, but can really play as that tall target and take grabs, dare I say. Maybe a Jamie Elliott type.
I was
Jared,
about to say.
I thought I'd get him before you because I just couldn't stand another Collingwood reference coming out of your mouth. But he, certainly provides. He's going to provide some headaches for opposition coaches throughout the year.
Well, yeah, when you said someone good overhead, but then ground level as well, actually, I was going to say Jamie Elliott, but you didn't say like electrifying or good looking or inked up. So that's why I didn't run with Jamie, or Billy as I call him. But he's been good today.
Love that from you. Arnold finds Ben Camrick. Camrick beckons for a couple of players to present towards him. In the end, kicks towards the pocket. Jenkins was there for Glenorchy, but the ball rolls over and out for a throw in. And we do have a final score from Utah's Stadium. Clarence emerging with the victory. They win 61-37. So that's a really big statement from the men in red and white. Down at the Twin Ovals, 73 Kingborough plays Launceston 106. 27 gone in the final term. Ball bouncing around here inside, attacking 50 for Glenorchy. Williams lays the tackle. Stoppage inside the forward pocket.
See, I'm not sure if we can get it up, but I'm not sure what North Hobart's biggest score would be the last couple of years. They're at 155, a massive score for them. And what do we got? We've still got a couple minutes to go, see if they can add to that.
So, free kick going over Campbell. Campbell just going to look to switch the football out wide in the direction of Dom White. White feeds the handball out wide. Looking to again move the ball inside 50. I don't have the data in front of me from the last couple of years, Jared, but I know that the highest score for North Hobart in the TSL is 179. So I don't think they'll quite get to that this afternoon. That was back in 2011, round 17 against Hobart. So I don't think they'll quite get to that this afternoon, but certainly in recent years, this would have to be up there with one of their highest scores. They've been, as I said previously, a real stage of transition for a number of years, and they've, as a result of that, found themselves towards the bottom of the TSL ladder for a number of years. But this is a really strong sign about the direction they're heading. Ball still alive here on the wing.
The Barnett.
Yeah, nice work from Barnett, just throwing himself into it. Caswell emerges with the football, finds Williams. Williams kicks towards half forward. At the back, the mark's just plunked out of the back there. Fantastic grab. It probably had no right to that football. I think it might be Stevenson. Took a really strong grab over the top, just using his levers to take the mark.
And that's been a huge difference in the game, Aussie. We've touched on it multiple times. Is both the plethora of options that the Ds have up forward. They're not relying on one or two guys. They've got a number, and also the marking targets. You look at the other end, the Pies, I'm not sure how many marks they've taken inside 50, but it'd be a couple. Whereas the Ds, that'd have to be their 10th to 15th mark inside 50, you'd think, and their 10th to 15th contested mark as well. It's been a huge factor in this game.
Stevenson's shot just misses to the near side, so through for a minor score. I think we're in the dying stages of this game now. We're just about 28 minutes into the last quarter. North Hobart 24-11, 155. Glenorchy 5-11, 41.
Ling.
Nice ball over the top to Ling. Ling kicks the ball into space. Now, a bit of a foot race. It's going to be won by North Hobart, and they've won the day as well. The North Hobart Demons, a professional performance, an emphatic performance, a real sign of where this club is going moving forward. A terrific victory for the North Hobart Demons Football Club. They finish with 24-11, 155, while the Glenorchy Magpies, they finish the day at 5-11, 41. So a dominant performance from the North Hobart Demons. Early on in this game, Glenorchy really did bring the heat. They brought the pressure and certainly didn't make things easy for North Hobart early on, but the Demons were able to, I suppose, absorb that pressure early and then go on to have a field day and really ram home their advantage as it went along.
Absolutely, and that just shows the fitness levels and I guess the different areas that the two sides are at. We've mentioned North Hobart are probably a couple of years more advanced, and they've been in the position that the Pies are currently now. They've been in those initial phases where you've got a lot of youth and it's more about development rather than getting wins on the board, and every club goes through that, and the Pies are clearly accepting of that and understanding this year's more about development and getting games into their youngsters and rebuilding the club, I guess, for its future. Whereas on the flip side of that, the D's have been there already. They're looking to make some waves this year, it looks like, and really push for a finals berth. And they only went down to the Tigers late last week. They pushed the Tigers quite a bit last week, who are going to be up there as well. So a very dominant performance from the D's, and it's going to be exciting to see what they can do moving forward this season.
Yeah, certainly a confidence boost for them. That game against Launceston in round one, they, every right to feel like, there's a lot of hype about this team moving into the year. There were a number of coaches who were tipping them as being potentially a real riser in season 2022. They go up to Windsor Park, which is, of course, such a difficult ground to play, and they don't have a result that goes their way at all. They are really comprehensively outplayed by the reigning premiers, and I guess an opportunity like this today was to play against a team that's in a stage of development and transition, and a team that is coming off the back of two really tough games on the road. And North Hobart this afternoon, to their credit, they did not take their foot off the accelerator all afternoon and really rammed home that advantage. And potentially in years gone by, a North Hobart outfit with those younger players might have had those big lapses that let the opposition back into it. But this has been a really professional performance by North Hobart this afternoon. They run out 24-12, 156 to 5-11-41 winners. Jared, just a moment, I'll get you to give some of your, the highlight, the standout performers from either side that have really impressed you. I'll quickly go through some of the major goal kickers. Caswell finished the day with 4, Lockie Dale 3, Nick Jackson 3, Matthew Campbell with 3 as well, 2 also to Callan Daly and Jake Dixon. Josh Meredith, the only multiple goal kicker in the end for the Glenorchy Magpies. But a comprehensive victory this afternoon for North Hobart. They now will take plenty of confidence out of this game as they prepare for a round 4 clash against the Kingborough Tigers at the Twin Ovals. Glenorchy, they will head into round 4 with the bye. So that's a really probably come at a good time for the Magpies. Such a young group, they get the chance to recoup, and then in round 5 Glenorchy will play the Kingborough Tigers in their first home game at KG5 for the year as well. So that's, I guess a big couple of weeks coming up, and in round 5 North Hobart will play Lauderdale at North Hobart Oval as well. So Kingborough and Lauderdale in consecutive weeks for the D's, Jared. That's going to be a really big test of where they're at, particularly in the pecking order of southern clubs. But before we wrap it up today, I'll just get you to go through a couple of the standout players from either side from your perspective.
Yeah, absolutely, Ozzy. And I am excited about that D's Tigers matchup next week, absolutely. But we'll touch on that in a minute. From today's game, I am doing some votes, so I won't give away too much. I won't do it in any specific order. I thought Jackson up forward for the D's, as we touched on not too long ago, both in the air and at ground level for a man of his size, was fantastic. Lockie Dale sort of went in and out of the game, but I'm not sure how fit he is, but his second half he really started to pop up. So he did some great things in just his second game for the club. And then again, Caswell, who we've touched on multiple times throughout the day, was just sublime. We don't need to say much further about him. For the Pies, it's tough. We've touched on them being a young group in a developmental stage. I thought Camerick again, he's been in the TSL Team of the Year, and he showed today why. Probably wasn't one of his better games. He didn't burst out of packs as much as he probably normally does. Got caught holding the ball a bit, but I think just his willingness to take the game on and break the lines and try and get his teammates involved was really great to see. And then again, we've mentioned them many times, but a positive for the club with their youth is, they get games into the youngsters and the young Ling twins. Again, didn't get many disposals, but they attacked the footy hard, they tackled hard, and at 16 years of age, they're only going to get better each week. So while it wasn't a great day for the Pies, they can still take some advantages out of that and look forward to build. But yeah, I want to talk about the D's and the Tigers next week if we can. It looks like the Tigers lost to the Blues down at the Twin Ovals.
It did, yep.
And obviously, as you mentioned earlier, such a confidence-boosting win for the D's today. And the Tigers and the D's haven't really liked each other much in the past. I think they were both sort of the young clubs at one stage, so there was a bit of that rivalry, who was better out of the newcomers. And now they're both in that stage where they're pushing for finals and looking to be a real contender in the competition. So I can't wait for that clash. What about you?
Yeah, it should be an absolute cracker, and I think this North Hobart outfield will take a lot of confidence out of this. The Tigers, I'm sure, will learn a lot out of a game against Lonnie as well. Kingborough to this point have been, before today, really been flawless across their first 2 weeks. So a really big game that's going to tell us a lot about where these teams sit in season 2022. Of course, you can stay across those games next weekend and the rest of the season with thanks to our friends at Daily Potato Co, bringing you every game via the live stream on the AFL Tasmania YouTube channel each and every week. Thank you to Andrew McCarthy manning the camera this afternoon up there. I'd say in the elements, but it's actually been a lovely day for him today, so I don't think he can complain. Maybe get his thoughts when we get into June, July, and it's a little bit colder, but we'll make the most of days like today for you, Macca. Thank you to Ashley Wilkes back in the studio, and Jared Lawler, thanks for jumping on the call this afternoon. I know you've got to get filing for the Mercury newspaper, but a pleasure having you alongside me for today's game.
Yeah, thanks, Ozzy. Late call up this morning, laying in bed, get a text from you, but I was glad to help you out, mate. You're a one-man band and you do a great job, so happy to lend a hand, and it's been a blast, mate.
No, greatly appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your birthday weekend, Jared Lawler, and thank you to everyone for tuning in to today's game. Just repeating, North Hobart running out comprehensive winners 155-41. That's a wrap on round 3 of the 2022 TSL season. We'll be back next week. Bye for now.